What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Live from the basement. You too near me not to hear me if the audio is not right. If you cannot feel what's coming through the speaker right now, let me know and I will do what I can to repair it with the gypsiness. My name is Kevin Barnes, and I am a very, very, very proud man of color. I'm a black man. I'm so happy to be a black man. And I would tell any of my people that this is a great time to be a black person. 2023, I know a lot of people disagree with me and say, well, why would you say that? I think this is a great time to be a black person. I'm not alone. Mr. Carter, what's going on with you, brother?
Peace, family. How y'all doing out there? I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I'm your holistic health and wellness coach, Mr. Kamar Carter. Peace, family. I'm also the one who brings you nature and herbs and supplements and vitality, y'all. If you ain't seen it, you better take a look. If you ain't had it, you better get it. I'm trying to tell you, hey, come on in, family.
That's right. That's right. And I see you got your conscious version of Versace on tonight. Wasn't who did your piece tonight?
Hey, you know what I ordered that last hoodie? I ordered two of them. This is the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look kind of sophisticated to me, brother.
Yeah, man. I like these hoodies, man. They kind of fly. You know what I mean? It get a conscious folk, the spiritually conscious folk, little swag. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of hoodies, I like the hoodie I got on. My pullover.
Yeah, Outlaw.
The zip up joint. Y'all got to get with me. Rel, what's popping with you, my brother?
Peace. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, man. And as usual, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to try to talk about most of it tonight. Please don't blame us if we don't get to every single topic that you'd like to discuss. But that's also why we offer a phone line. And that number is 262-202-5131. My chat room pops. Also, 262-202-5131. Shout out to the people who do call in. Deion James is up in here early. Said, man, what it do, Kev? What's popping with you, my brother? Sair, what it do, my brother? He said he can hear me, so that let me know my audio is on point. Double thumbs up, right? Tight like Nat Booty, as my uncle say. He said, good evening, Outlaws, from the morning shift, MKE, hiddenheartradio.com, the pulse of the city. My brother, how you do? How you do? Welcome to the show, man. We're going to have a good time tonight. It's Black History Month. I'm feeling it. I'm festive about this shit, right? Share the show.
God damn it.
The one thing I realize is, you know, I have a core audience of outlaws, my outlaw family, and shout out to y'all, especially the people. I was fortunate enough to do the first round of deliveries for the new apparel this week. Appreciate the love. People who got orders in, they're coming this week. It's a machine. It's popping. But we need to get the show in front of more eyes. The reality is I'm really tired of seeing cats who got shit shows with bigger numbers than us. I mean, it happens, right? So the only thing to make this thing legitimate and real, from my perspective, is to, you know, let people know and to represent. And that's really the motive behind the Outlaw Radio apparel. Yeah, there's an exchange of money, but it's about you having our brand. And everybody who's gotten them, I'm telling y'all, I haven't gotten a person yet who didn't say, man, this shit is nice. This is nice. So it's all about making sure we write the narrative. And that's really what I get from, you know, being a person who's happy about Black History Month. It's our narrative. And I think we have the capacity to take it over fully now. Yeah, it was compromised. Yeah, they didn't teach us everything we need to know back in the days. We got the capacity to do it now. All this entering in this net and this social and in this media. Let's talk about it. That's what we do. Outlaw Radio. That's what we're talking about. Being pro-black, unapologetically black. Somebody said, it's a show for black people. Right. It is. It is. Right. You're right. Man, they be talking that black people shit. Yeah, we do. That's what we do. Right. So get with it, man. Teamwork make the dream work, man. Let's make it happen. That's why I say shout out to Sair, my brother. He has a very a solid platform, really doing big things in the city. And it's already a connection there with us because real recognize real, right? Mama Jenkins in the building. How you doing, Mama Jenkins? She said, Outlaw family, I wore mine today and people love it. It was great to finally meet you. Enjoyed your visit. let me tell y'all, man, what we do, we always
Hey, Mama
review our
Jig is cool,
weekend.
ain't she?
We always review our weekend, man. We
She
always
cool
review
as
our
shit.
weekend, and I that's what I'm saying. I have to start out because I got the pleasure to meet Mama Jenkins in person because she had purchased some apparel. And like I see a lot of stuff online, people talking about couple goals and this and that and the third. And I also got to meet Mama Jenkins' husband, right?
Yeah,
And first of all, let me say their home is immaculate. So you talk about couple goals.
immaculate.
If you black right now, that's couple goals. So when we say Black History, Mama Jenkins, for me, I don't want to make you talk about you like you're in the past tense, but I
Goals,
witnessed Black History in the
goals,
making.
right?
Right, right, man. I'm
Hey
talking
man,
about
they cool as shit, man. I went over there, took her some stuff, man. She invited me in. Man, we talked some outlaw radio talk. We got some politicking talking in. We got some health and wellness talking in. Hey, look, I forgot I had some people in the car.
man, man. I had my son with me. I had my son with me, and he was even like, to even be able to stand and talk to Mama Jenkins, to my brother. I don't want to say his name because he didn't tell me, call me this, and I this is the man of the house. Just that those minutes that I was around him, it just reminded me of all the black men that I was raised by, the
Yeah,
legacy of my family, the
yeah, you
legacy
got
of
that
what
energy.
really who I come from and what I can do if I really put my mind to it. So shout out to Mama Jenkins, man. And she said wifey and I can come back for dinner. So
And
I'm
her husband.
and her husband. Yes, I'm thinking, and little grandson who was up in there, like, I want some outlaw gear. So we got to get something to do too, man. And then I was fortunate enough to go from there, and my wife and I had dinner with one of her close friends. They're a couple as well, man, and we got to talk on a spiritual level. You feel me? Like that good church that and it
Couples
was
Day.
man. So the whole day, right? Black history, like the whole day for me. Saturday was man. I had to smoke afterwards. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that on the air. Sean Moore's in the
Okay.
building. I enjoyed my visit, Mama Jenkins. When y'all invite us back, we going. And I told my wife, "Hey, if we get an opportunity, we're going back." Sean Mo, you know we good, brother. He said, "Hey, Mama, that's my mama. Get y'all on, Mama Kamar and Kevin." Ah,
Hey, you better be careful. We gonna
right,
slip
right,
take
right,
it
man.
away from you, right up under you.
Right, you be over there like that. That's for Kevin. Leave that alone. What you mean that's for Kevin? Come
Hey,
on
she
now.
like me better. She like
Right,
me better.
man. Man, it take that connection though. She says, "Rail, come on by. Rail, come on by."
Yeah, real. You might have, hey
Okay.
man, you gotta go on by, real.
Outlaw invitation, man. And I've been
Yeah, I
speaking a
gotta take
long
my books
time
over there.
about. Yeah, man. I listen. I've spoken a
Mhm.
lot, and this is why this connection that this happens during Black History is so important. That I've spoken a lot about our connection to our elders, to be able to talk to them and to be able to really. And I don't care.
Right.
People say, "Kev, you talking like you a little kid." I'm not. I'm 47 years old, but somebody who's older than me, who's been where I'm at. You know what I'm
Still got
saying?
something
And
to
and
teach.
it's for me just to be a kid, man. Just that gives me an opportunity to sit
Yeah,
and listen.
Right.
I get
Right.
tired of being in
Right.
charge all the time. Let me
Right.
let me talk to somebody who
man.
can give me something, right? Right?
Man, I'm gonna tell you,
Right.
man,
Right.
it's peace in that. It's peace in that, man. Not being the one that had to talk, not being the one with the advice, to be able to just sit back and listen to something
Uh-huh.
sometimes. Man, it's peace in that, man.
Man, I'm trying to
Right.
tell you. And the appreciation for the fact that one of our elders who has been through so much and seen so much and knows so much looks at what we do and says, I ride with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our elders are turn their nose up, like they be cussing on there. They just they got their pants sagging, and even though I still sag sometimes, but I mean, it's just I'm just appreciative, man, and I
Hell,
feel like
hell, some people get mad at us because we like Black History Month.
right, right, right. Well, man, people do what they do, man. People do what they do. Tiarsha Arthur, good evening. She says, "Good evening, Kevin, Kamar, Rail, and the Outlaw family. What's going on, my
Peace.
sister?" Uh, uh,
Peace.
Mama Jenkins said, "We got our man cave open for the summer. Y'all ain't listen." If you want to feel good about what you think is your man cave, you don't even want to see this one. This man cave is better than some people's cribs. I'm trying to tell you, man. Man, I'd be charging rent to be up in there. But it's live from the basement, man.
Straight
It's a
up.
lot
My
going
whole
on, man.
basement is a man cave. My man cave.
Yeah, but I think that brother's Mama Jenkins now. It's It's otherworldly. I went out there. I was blown away. Like he said, yeah, this mine. I said, wow,
Yeah.
oh, really? I came home. I felt so dejected sitting in the garage by myself late at night. Like, you're not even living my best life, right? Shy Mo, what it do, my brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm alright, man. I'm alright. I'm calling to let y'all know that you know, make sure that y'all don't go by the house a little bit too much, man. I don't want y'all, throwing the carpet or none of that.
Shy, we getting too much love
Yeah,
over there.
I've shared as much as I'm gonna share with y'all. Look, that's my mama, man. Look, that's it. That's it. KB, you done got too comfortable already, bro.
I'm good. I'm good. Look, listen. I'm in. Hey, I'm in. She support me. I'm grateful. I'm glad to be. I'm glad to even be in the chain. I work my way up though, Sean. You know me. I work my way up.
Yeah.
Be over there cutting grass and shoveling snow and all kinds of stuff. You won't be able to compete.
Don't let me catch you over there, KB. It's on now, KB.
That's what's up,
I'm
man.
just calling to let y'all, man. That's all.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad that y'all got a chance to meet her, though, man. You know what I mean? We often talk about where we come from, right, and what we supposed to strive to be, right? And like you said, her and her husband are the perfect example of a black couple, man, that have endured the times, right? And man, she just a joy for me, man. So, I'm glad that y'all got a chance to meet her, man. Anybody that hasn't met her should try to get to meet her. Real, you can go on over there, bro. Don't make yourself at home, though. You know what I mean?
For
Just
sure,
go
for
for a
sure.
visit. You know what I mean? We good then. But yeah, y'all go check on mama, man.
For
She
sure,
good
for
people,
sure.
so
Yeah,
All
man.
I
That's
know
what's
talk
is
to
up.
y'all
if you
later.
want me to
All
come
right,
over
Yes,
Sean.
sir.
there, I'm
For
going
sure.
over
All
there.
right, peace.
All right. And see, that's the
Peace,
thing, man.
peace.
That's the thing. Since we talk about solidarity, right? And we talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
being on code. And a lot of time we discuss even the bare naked essentials of black relationships between the black man and the black woman. And so, there's this assumption that you can't have shit with a black woman or you can't have shit with a black man. And like that blows all of that nonsense completely out the water, right? And it shows that nobody got us like us. We are what's best for each other. And I'm not going against somebody who say, well, I got a white woman and this and that and the third. I'm saying no, this is living proof that the black man and the black woman not only should be together, it should be mandatory that they are together, especially in the time that we face right now. Right. So I'm hype about that, man. There's a lot going on, man. 262-202-5131. Happy Black History Month. Outlaw Radio live from the basement. We wouldn't be, I always like to start the show off with condolences and prayers. But one thing I learned from Kamari is let's lay a foundation of positivity, and then whatever else we can put behind that, we put it behind that, and we'll go from there. So I want to start off being very positive and upbeat, but it's Milwaukee, and so you see this horrific crash yesterday, 60th in Capitol, right, where young 23-year-old brother, I believe, lost his life. According to what I've read, left a daughter behind.
Man,
Him in another vehicle, allegedly, and this is all alleged. Him in another vehicle speeding, racing. I don't know what they were doing. So he swerves to not hit someone and ends up hitting a house. Okay.
God
And
damn.
being pronounced dead at the scene. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
basically went in the house with the car.
Right,
Swear.
right. And so, you
Damn.
know, it's election time. It's election time, right? Of course, there were 5 vacant aldermanic seats, which first of all indicates that whatever leadership we thought we had, that we had continuously voted into office over and over again to the point where we just refer to them as incumbents, they vacated. They hit it on you. They left your ass hanging. Mayor Barrett headed overseas and they hit it. Not now. Some of them actually have better jobs throughout the community. I'm not going to say any names to protect the guilty. But I'm saying there's a vacuum of leadership, right? And now we have all these people want to be elected. They want us to vote for them. It's starting to heat up a little bit. You're starting to see yard signs. You're starting to see door hangers. My only thing is that we have an ask for them that we can go to them and say, unless you have a comprehensive plan to deal with reckless driving, to deal with the rising homicide rate, and then as our super intelligent, classy, affable mayor pointed out, and major crimes. So we got to say homicides and major crimes, because he said major crimes are down, but homicide is up.
You big dummy.
When the hell was homicide not a major crime? I don't know who decided to do the classifying here.
Hey.
So unless we and see, his ass is on the wire too, because he was elected in a special election. He only has 2 years, one of which will be up pretty soon. So it's important for us to start to have a definitive ask, for us to start saying, I don't want you to gloss over the situations. I want you to give me specific plans. You know, you're in class, they give you 15-page paper, say, give me an outline first. I want an outline, and then the paper is due. How about that? And I want us to be more informed voters. And that's what we want. That's what here at Outlaw Radio, we try to encourage people to be informed voters. Sad to say, if you're running for office right now and you're feeling good about the social media support you're getting, people saying, go ahead, brother. Likes and follows and clicks. How many of those people are actually voters? Ask yourself that. Right? Because it's rah, rah, rah. But the voter turnout be 12%. Okay? So we gonna get into that tonight, obviously. Let me catch the chat room up. Mama Jenkins said, thank y'all. I love y'all. 41 years of pure love and understanding. It shows.
Oh, that's dope.
It shows. And the whole deal is I got 21 in. So that's double what I've done, right? And I look, an old Christian song say, my soul look back and wonder how I got over. I sure be looking at it like, my wife and I be like, how the hell we make it 21 years? Because you crazy. And so, but that's what I'm saying. It's beautiful. My parents were married for 35 years before my father passed away. So I seen a lot of couples that I grew. That's what my neighborhood was full of, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. Right. And that's why when you tell me what you can and can't have with a black man and a black woman, it's like Pac say, you live in fantasies, and I reject your deposit. Saeed said they said his head was off. He hit a house. The car looked like it was destroyed. Crazy. Where you at? Obama point 2? She said, and he was racing with a 44-year-old. The 44-year-old was arrested. Right.
Well, he's
Trey Day, what it do, man?
Whenever you involved with an activity and the motherfucker that you were involved with the activity died, you getting charged for that.
I don't know if it's
his old ass, you know what I mean? Need to figure it out, man, because he the one who should have had the most sense in the situation. You know,
I mean,
he got to set the example. You know what I'm saying? We can't be part of the problem.
Well, okay. So first of all, let me say shout out to Shane Krumah, Jesse Paris. He said, "Peace, Outlaws." From Front Black News and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, the next mayor of Denver, Colorado. What it do with you, bro? Shout out to the West Side.
Peace.
Shabaka out in California. Kamar, that's what you just said is crazy, because there's a car culture here in Milwaukee where it's a lot of brothers with some whips that go, and a lot of them will run. They'll see each other in practice and be like, in traffic, and be like, yeah, you get that look. And see, I just got a car, right? I just got a new car, right? And my car probably looks faster than it is, like, right? Because people will see my car and think like, man, that's a Hellcat, right? And like, so I get people from in minivans to station wagons pulling up next to me, and they'll look over at me and be like, yeah, and want to take off. Now, have I obliged them a couple times? I have, because in itself, the car is still very fast. But I'm not doing that. Like, it's just all in the realm of, good sense and reality, because I know somebody pull out in front of you and you doing 80, 85, it's curtains for certain. So, but once again, we like to attribute that problem to our kids and say, oh, these teenagers out here doing that. But we said it's a 23-year-old and a 44-year-old. Right? So this seems like a a cultural thing. But people, y'all ain't never been in inclement weather in the city, where it's wet or it's cold or it's icy, and you see somebody just driving like a bat out of hell, and you on your tippy toes, like, dude, I don't want to. And they come, it's like, man, he gonna kill himself.
Right.
We see that a lot. So
black ice is real.
yeah, it is.
Black ice is very real. Shit.
Yeah, man. And even if it ain't black ice, it's like I'm saying, like, it's been times when I've been driving in, maybe trying to pass, and as I'm going, I always monitor my speed, but somebody will just jump out in front of you. And it's like, if I was going fast, that would have been over. I've had one of these youngsters come flying out of the alley right in front of me, hit the brakes. You don't even look at me, just keep going sideways to the next light. So it's like, all right, you got to really be a defensive driver here, but I want to see a definitive plan to deal with it. I like the idea of the cameras in the lights that take your picture and send your ass a ticket. Some people don't like that. I like it. I think that's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea for the people who own the cars that they run the lights with.
That's true.
Get a lot, like I said, you're gonna get a lot of people with stolen cars running them lights, man, and the people that who car gets stolen gonna get those tickets. They're gonna have to leave work, miss work, to go down there and prove that this wasn't them in this ticket.
Yeah, you're right.
And insult to injury.
So for the people that's running the lights in their own car, yeah, that's cool.
I don't think it's necessarily bad with a person who doesn't own it. And I'm saying this because, say you have a stoli for a couple days, right? And you flying through the city, and you finally get caught with your car. I feel like when they go back, and anytime it was you in the car, that's added time. That should be added to. You've been out here reckless driving in the stoli too. You a joyrider.
But how do you know if that was them in the stoli? You know
they get charged with it. You'll get charged with it automatically, because if you get caught with the stoli, it don't matter if it was you or not. You're getting charged because you got caught with it. I'm just saying. Maybe that's a little Old Testament, man. Y'all let me know.
Oh, you mean if they get caught in the same stoli that's been running the lights and shit?
Right. Whatever that time, don't matter. We caught
but
you.
I just mean, like, motherfuckers steal a car, run a light, and then for some reason they don't have a car no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So whoever get caught with
it, miss money, they had to go fight that shit. Yeah,
man. It's unfortunately, when people fucking up, sometimes innocent people got to sacrifice too.
Yeah,
what it do?
You're right. That's the sacrifice that we all have to suffer to help it.
It's live from the basement. What's going on with you?
What's going on, Real? What's going on, K?
Peace.
Hey, man, motherfucker, Facebook, goddamn it, Kyrie and Kanye, my ass. I've been seeing a lot of that on this Black History Month, man. They put niggas in jail and shit on Facebook, man. People going to jail. Hey, man, I reshared something that I said like 6 years ago. I said, black people need to quit worrying about what other black people do with their taxes. If they don't owe you no money, shut the fuck up. They said I was using hate speech and
shit. You said fucking black people in the same sentence, so they just assumed you meant fuck black people.
Look at my picture, nigga. I'm one of the blackest motherfuckers on the planet and shit. That's like Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy and shit. Nigga, I'm talking about people, man.
Wow.
Damn. They will do that.
But I've been seeing people complaining about it too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't say nothing. I didn't do nothing. I'm in jail.
Right.
I just came from Facebook jail. I'm like, oh, they doing this shit in Chichester where you doing Black History Month around this motherfucker?
Yeah, it don't stop. It don't stop at all. It don't stop because it's Black History Month. They don't give a shit, right? Say, I'm gonna do you like King. What King? Michael. What? I mean, I'm gonna do you like yeah. What's the Ice Cube quote when he said, I'm gonna do you like
Rodney King,
Martin Luther King, all the goddamn
all those other kings in Africa.
Right. So they don't care. They'll tie your ass up.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just called to add a little drip to the motherfucking to the Outlaw show, man. Hey, I gotta go to Florida. It's still cool there, man. So I gotta leave on the 16th, man. I'm gonna need me a hoodie when I get there, man.
Yours, you know what? Yours is on the way. I got to ship yours out because I did hand deliveries, and I got the shipping. I got a round of shipping, and then I got a whole other third level. So this week will be real pivotal because everybody's shit will be going out my hands by the end of this week.
Yeah, no doubt. I got plenty of time, man.
Yeah.
You know, shit. All right, y'all, man. Go and get back to the thing, man.
Peace and love, Ewok.
Peace.
Love.
One love.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Yeah. If you got apparel, and like I said, I think once you get them, you'll figure out that they're worth the wait. Because my wife really put her ankle in it. She had to redesign a bunch of things and reconfigure a bunch of things, and she did an excellent job. I was so pleased by it. So you'll get in, you'll be like, okay, so I see. Because it's not like it's like I said, I'm not ordering this from overseas or some Japanese people, or like this is made in house. Right, so this is handmade. They're all customized. Now let me catch the chat room. Sayer says,
Hey,
"Sound
Kev,
like
I got a question about the hoodies.
Okay,
can we pay extra to have our name put on there?
You can pay extra, but let me tell you this. Before I say, yeah, we'll do it, because this is a lesson I just learned from my wife.
You better ask your wife, man.
I gotta ask her because I jumped last and she let me know you on there selling shit I didn't say we had yet. So
Hey, Kev, you be there saying, yeah. She poke her head through that door down there, like, hey.
You doing it again. That's I'm sure. Look, if I tell her and ask her in advance, I'm sure she could do it. I just want to confirm it with her. But I definitely think she would, because we had spoken. Now I know we conversed about that as well as, being able to customize them for people that can put their names on them. So yeah, definitely. Just give me a second to talk to her. I don't want to sleep on the floor.
I get it. That's why I asked the question. I'm sure the people want to know too.
Yeah. Juice Lady in the building. What to do?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Peace.
I was in what they would call a weed coma.
Yeah, but that's
them the best woman.
Right, it was so good. Oh my God.
Goddamn. You wake up thinking it's tomorrow.
It ain't Friday.
Right.
Sayer says, sounds like racing. Sound like a case of you not about to pass me on the older guy. The older guy knows the truth. He's speaking about this horrific
that's how
accident.
I felt, man. That's how I feel, Sayer.
And so that's what I was saying about, even like I be whipping and like people feel like they see my car and they be like, oh, he trying to, but no, I'm just driving. But I let them know, because when I'm like, dude, I'm not racing you in your Cavalier. Like, I'm good. I already know if I really want to get you in. No, let me stop. I'm high capping. But so it's a spirit. It's a spirit when you whipping. If somebody feel like, oh, this dude trying to boss me, here they come flying past you. I'm like, you got a spare tire, right? Like, it's like, come on, man. Don't kill everybody in the car. Deion James is disagreeing with my theory about them cameras and them lights, which I love. Understand this. If you don't agree with us, that's fine, right? We don't have no problem with that. We welcome all insight and all opinions, man. So people get it like you don't have to agree with none of us. I have a chat room and a phone line. Deion said, that's BS, Kev. I'm fighting a ticket in Chicago right now because of those red light cameras. That's unfortunate. And Kamar just made a very good point about people, because this is like gun control, right? So who really gets hurt? It's not us legal, responsible gun owners. We the ones who get regulated. The criminals don't give a shit. Like, what? I'm not supposed to have a drum? Who cares? I'm a criminal. What I'm supposed to do? Apply for a permit? So it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate that some people, and that Chicago already has that. They already had that, man. Go through them lights, you get a letter.
Oh, I definitely got one of them tickets in the mail. I'm like, then they sent me the link to the video. Like, oh, you didn't think you did? Look, go watch this. I'm like, damn, niggas.
Oh, my cousin.
They go check this out.
Fuck around and show you a picture of you behind the wheel, like.
Right.
Like, is this not you? Damn. I got that hoodie on right now, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are.
But no, and Deion, you come up with a law, you have to work the kinks out of it. I understand that. We've talked about this in regards to mass incarceration that helped kind of deal with the crack epidemic. once the damage was done and the problem was reduced, the problem is they didn't never revisit it and say, okay, now we got to deal with mandatory minimums so that people won't be. That's one of the real issues. Mama Jenkins says, I'm still waiting on the plans that the mayor waved in the air. The city is full of Black leadership, and I wonder what they are planning on doing with the government money that's coming our way. Yeah, they've been talking about that doggone COVID money that's supposed to be coming. Sonia Thrower, how you doing, my sister? She said, hello, hello, everyone. How's the weather up there? It's you know what? It's warming up. It was cold.
So bad today.
Snow melting. Look,
let's just say
that. Right? And you knew we was gonna get hit sooner or later. You know, if you from here, people like, oh shit. Like, dude, what did you just move here? You knew this shit was coming.
I was hoping it didn't happen. I thought it was gonna be, I don't know. I was hoping it was gonna be one of them type of years. I'm like, nigga, we ain't finna get none. But then luckily I wasn't here when it happened. I was on vacation.
There you go. She was on vacation.
Yeah.
She was on holiday. Welcome back. Welcome back to the city. She said, how much are they? The hoodies. It depends on what you want, my sister. It's I got zip ups and I got pullovers. I got gray, I got black. It's different designs. Just inbox me and we'll go through the particulars. And it also depends on your size. So just inbox me, Kevin Barnes, my government name. She said, walk in my hometown. Well, okay. Well, you get a slice of the 414 when you tune in to Outlaw Radio. That's where we at. We Milwaukee strong, Milwaukee proud. I'm one of those dudes, like, I guess I'm an anomaly. I actually like being from Milwaukee. Like, I like Milwaukee shit. Like, I do a lot of Milwaukee shit. I have a lot of Milwaukee, a lot of Milwaukee lingo. Like, what? Okay, let me give you a Milwaukeeism, right? Say I'm driving down the street, right? And I see somebody doing something. I keep going. Because in Milwaukee, we mind our motherfucking business. That's how you live long in Milwaukee. You mind your business.
You're damn
you
right.
might report it, you might call it in, but you go, shit, man, let me be careful. I'm trying to get home. Yeah. What's another Milwaukee thing? I say soda. I say bubbler. Right? That's how I talk.
And we wear dookies.
And right.
I think dookies is the main. Yeah,
that's Milwaukee, nigga.
But soda and bubbler, that's kind of.
And I say Mog.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. And I say Mog all the time.
I think soda and bubbler is like a Chicago South North type thing.
So what they call them? Are you saying Mog or Mog?
No, see, Mog. It's Mog.
Okay, yes, a Mog. Yes.
Mog is a Milwaukee word, but if you from here, you from the soil, you know what it means. You say, man, dude, a Mog.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay. So he's not to be dealt with, not trustworthy, very shady, right?
Yes. Right.
Possibly a snitch or an informant.
Right. And whereas in another city, you call somebody a mark, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like they sweet, they easy, they're a good lick.
Right. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's Milwaukeeisms, and it's good to and if y'all got some out there, call us and let us know. Cause I love it. I love it. My brother get on me all the time, like, you need to leave that regular movie. Well, I forgot you like
broke ass nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Broke ass nigga.
On everything I love, right? My son say on my granny. I just said, do you remember when Mike McGee Jr. had a group of guys and himself driving up and down 60th and Capitol, and they was jumping in front of reckless drivers trying to slow them down about 2 summers ago? I don't remember, but I wouldn't question it because I know Mike Jr. has gotten active. I don't know what happened to that plan. I think we need to ask because they've come up with proposals. They were supposed to start building roundabouts, speed bumps. They said they were going to make the streets narrower.
They have. I mean, I talked about that roundabout over on Locust, like 39th and Locust is real random. God damn it! But I guess this is a couple speed bumps over there now. So going up Locust before you get to Sherman, maybe 2 speed bumps and a roundabout. Nowhere now.
Maybe that's part of the plan. I don't know. Melody Williams, shout out to Melody Williams. Melody, yours is on the way as well. Give me about 2 days. And you'll have yours. If I have to ship it to you and you out of town, let me know. They
said they're gonna be in town tomorrow at 4.
I know it ain't gonna be done tomorrow. Because I had to order stock because you can't just walk in stores and gotta order stock. So I have to wait for stock to get delivered. Then we have to make it. and package it. So yeah, we're a mom and pop shop right now. Right now, we're not in Nabisco. We ain't got the crackers coming. Alicia, you got one on the way too. Hey, 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 she said. Alicia Mullins. Shout out to Alicia Mullins. Power to prosperity. What is it? What is it, Kamar? What y'all? If I'm saying it wrong.
Purpose to prosperity.
Purpose to prosperity. Purpose to prosperity. Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to Alicia.
Mama. Purpose to prosperity.
Sonia Thor says, I tell everyone I'm from 414. Milwaukee 65 is in front of my car. Okay, that's what's up. 414 Milwaukee 65. She represented, let you know. Alicia says competition for nothing. Jojo. What's up, Outlaw Radio? Peace and love. Jojo put a big order in. Shout out to Joey, man. Shout out to Joey Phillips, man. That's the homie forever. But he always support, but he put a big order in, man. That's what I'm saying. My wife looking at me like, slow down, Jungle Jim. You doing too much. Putting orders. Listen, I do got a 9 to 5 around this motherfucker, right? I'm gonna need a sweatshop working for me in a minute.
Straight up. Said, get out your body. My birthday, that's what I was telling people the theme was. I'm like, yeah, we having the party. It's gonna be downstairs in my basement. The theme is sweatshop.
That's why I was like sweatshop.
Everybody go get over here. I'm gonna put them to work.
Everybody grab some gloves. All right.
Right. Put your gloves and mask on, y'all.
What is this, man? What is we doing? No, you just keep turning this crank. Okay. Right.
That's a good idea. Somebody was saying I need to have a party at my office, a celebration, but yeah, it could be one of them parties and put you niggas to work. That's right. Start these herbs and shit. All right. All right, y'all. We're gonna do a little arts and crafts, okay? You go over there by the chamomile.
Sip and paint.
Right.
Sip and pack, brother. Tiasha Arthur says, get out your body is a Milwaukee saying. Is it? Yeah, man. Listen, I went to Eastern Illinois very briefly back in the 90s. And it was funny because it was mostly Chicago individuals, right? And a couple things, the way I spoke, number one, they told me I talk like a white boy, right? Because, you know, a lot of Chicago dudes have a really kind of thick Southern accent almost. And I understand why. I mean, we're all, you know, products of the Great Migration. But they used to laugh at me like, you talk like a white boy sometimes. And then because I used to say my guy, and I used to say P, because in Milwaukee, we used to say something was P because we called dope P. Yeah. So we say, oh, man, that's P. And they would just trip on me like, what the fuck is that mean? They'd be like, yo, guy, huh? A soda? You finna get some water out the bubbler? Like, they used to be messing with me constantly. Like, that's so country, man. So, yeah, shout out to Chi-Town, man. They used to mess with us. Alicia says, yes, I got you, Alicia. Yours, I got everybody who's ordered one and paid for it is coming. Be patient, man. Small black business, man. Something else. Justice for Denari. I have to say that, by the way. Justice for Denari. Hashtag Justice for Denari. Y'all remember the Peer family. Alicia says, Purpose to Prosperity LLC, February 18th, 11 to 2 at Victory Manor. 5556 North 68th. I've been putting the flyer in the group. Alicia. So we got to get that up. I got to do a banner. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to get a banner. I'm going to start putting anybody who has a business or an event. See that streamer running across the bottom? We're going to start putting all that information in there. Right now, it's just a Cash App and a phone number, but I'm going to start putting that up in there for y'all. So y'all can get piece of the ticker. She says, work them. Yeah, you get them in the party, work them. Work their ass. Yeah. Help me move these boxes, right? Now, so I didn't, you're right. Chicago people do the Joe and stud. Yeah, Joe. But Joe is their main word. Like, yeah, what up, Joe? You know, so everybody got their own different kind of lingo. And a lot of people they big up their cities and their towns and they walk with it and they use their lingo. But it seems like Milwaukee, cats from here are hesitant to do it in a lot of cases. I'm not. Everywhere I've ever been, I've just worn it on. I can't escape it because it's just in me. And so people always like, man, that dude is from Milwaukee. He's different. That's just how people out of town have always treated me. Like, man, you crazy, man. This is how y'all. I'm like, dude, I'm the same one from the hood in Milwaukee. So you think I'm crazy? You'd be horrified up here. And I've been in bars like in Minneapolis and heard white dudes say, man, I went to Summerfest one time in Milwaukee. It was fun, man. Then I got jumped by some black guys. I don't even know why, man. Just jumped on him. Like, yeah,
I've definitely seen that. Yes.
you went to the
What's up?
Snoop Dogg show, right? Got your ass stomped out.
Hey, you probably looked at him. You probably said, "What's up?"
Right.
That's some more Milwaukee shit. What's up? What's up?
This
What's up? What's up? Nigga, what you want to be up, nigga?
Get this ball, man. It's an acquired taste. But yeah, man. Okay, so I want to start with because there's a lot of stuff going on. But okay, so let's do this. Let's start with this whole Grammy thing, this whole Beyonce thing, this whole idol worship thing. I have not seen the Grammy Awards since I was about 12 years old. Don't even know when it comes on. So I'm always surprised the next day that, the Grammys was on last night because I just don't care.
Right.
It's not even in my universe, right?
Right.
But it's hip hop is 50 years old. Hip hop is 50 years old. So I think that's an important accomplishment for a music a genre that they said wouldn't last. Sonya Thor, just inbox me. Inbox Kevin Barnes. Just inbox Kevin Barnes. That's all. Kevin Barnes on Facebook. But they did this big tribute to hip hop, and people were talking about it. I still haven't been able to see it, but I seen Willie D from the Ghetto Boys say that Scarface did Mind Playing Tricks on Me, but they didn't invite him, and he co-wrote the song. So he was saying, I don't understand how nobody reached out to me, but they had Scarface, and we understand Scarface is an icon, deservedly so. But I just think we have to be careful, and I don't know who set up or organized this, but we get so appreciative when they give us some acceptance, right? We got to make sure that if we're gonna let them put it together or tell us what we can do, that we do it and keep it what it should be. Because I heard there was a lot of people who should have been there. That were hip hop instrumental to hip hop and that were not invited. So
but don't y'all think it'll always be like that at every award show?
Exactly.
Like it's always gonna be people who, we all felt like should have been there, who wasn't there, but it's always politics. Politics is usually the reason why they ain't. Like it could have been a money thing, why Willie D wasn't there, like they did the budget, you know what I mean? Or maybe they was just honoring Scarface. So they like some of his pieces of his greatest work. You know what I mean? But we always gonna feel like somebody should be there, or shouldn't have been there.
It's like that with everything to me, Kamar. Because you remember even with the 500 suits things. Right now, so how much niggas is upset because they feel like they should have been there. They should have been invited. They ain't get. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be that with everything.
That's such a classic way to put it, though. Like that's such a great example because there was a lot of heat coming from the end of that couch from Brother Sam.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, invite me,
Right.
And then on their side, they was like, "Shit, see, y'all don't show up because we was short mentees." Like, so it was like a disconnect. But just for our culture's sake, if you are a hip hop person, if you want to rock with this music and acknowledge it, you got to get it right. You can't have a Ghetto Boy. You can't have the Ghetto Boys doing a tribute without Willie D. Then that shows me you don't know who the Ghetto Boys were.
Bro,
it's like
maybe they should have picked better different songs, because Scarface got a hell of a catalog.
But that's their biggest hit.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if you honoring Scarface, though, you know what I'm saying? I could see it both ways personally. That's why I said if you honoring Scarface, I feel like they should use Scarface songs.
It wasn't an individual honor for Scarface. It was each region, and as they went through it, when the South was on to represent, Mind Playing Tricks on Me is one of the biggest hits to come out of the South. So it's a Ghetto Boy song. So I get you if you're saying this is for face, but this was supposed to be for the Ghetto Boy, right?
Okay.
So and I'm a hip hop snob. I'm a hip hop snob, so maybe I don't, I just think it should be. It's like, okay, we're gonna do a tribute to the Temptations, and don't nobody even say David Ruffin name, right? Like, we know
he said it enough,
right? I mean, you can't. There's no Temps without, we're gonna salute Parliament and then not invite George Clinton. What?
See, I think it would be different, honestly. Like, because I mean, I don't know if they paid motherfuckers for showing up, But just thinking about like that mindset, maybe they looked at it as consolidating. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had only Willie D, you would need Willie D and Scarface for the Ghetto Boys. But considering the fact that when people think of the Ghetto Boys, the first face they think of is Scarface, they probably figured they could consolidate. That's like shit. If NWA was being honored and they only invited Eazy-E type shit, it's like yeah, all of them should be up there. But when you think of NWA, you think of Eazy-E. When you think of Ghetto Boys, you think of Scarface. When you think of shit, other groups, it's like just like the Temptations. I would think they would have David Ruffin and might forget the rest because they consolidating.
Yeah, but I'm here to tell you, as a true connoisseur of the culture and the art form, if you think of NWA and you only think of Eazy-E, you're dead ass wrong. Because first of all, you're forgetting about Dr. Dre and Ice Cube.
I was gonna say Ice Cube.
I mean, right, shit, MC Ren was dope. I mean,
right,
but I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying.
They
so it's got to be the sum of all
Yellow
parts.
Boy.
Yeah, we can leave Yellow out. We can leave Yellow out.
I'm just saying if you're gonna keep the whole group, but I think. Well, I don't know what they was doing, but I mean, it could be they was trying to consolidate, or they could be scared of Willie D.
Don't do the tribute.
He talk he speak his mind. They probably didn't want that on the Grammys.
Could be that too. Hey, it could be that too.
Right. Is very controversial, but see, that's my thing. That's my thing with the Grammys, anyways, because the Grammys have always been belligerent in how they treated hip hop. Historically, back in the days, they wouldn't even show the category. If you won a Grammy, it wasn't even part of the show. They didn't even put it on TV. So to come along and shortchange any of these pioneers is dead ass wrong.
I wouldn't expect anything less from the Grammys. Just like you said, I wouldn't expect anything less from them. These is white folk trying to shine a light on hip hop. They on the outside.
Yeah, but we get so excited about it because we don't even have Soul Train Awards no more.
They want to see. I don't.
Let me see. I had an Ewok. Is that Ewok trying to call back? Ewok, I'm trying to. Let me catch the chat room up. Aaron Brown, what's going on, my brother? He said, "What's up?" I owe Aaron a hoodie too. Damn, I'm gonna be sending out hoodies for the rest of my life. That's a good problem. Mama Jenkins said,
"That's good problems, man."
She said, "I thought it was supposed to be the black tie shit that these millionaires had was fucked up." She said, "I would not have wore some of that shit to a Popeye and Bluto fight." She's talking about the Grammys that people had on bullshit. She said, "I thought it was supposed to be black tie, and that shit these millionaires had on." Yeah, millionaires always they get all that money and then they dress like they poor.
They start pushing the issue.
Us back.
Yeah, I just have one thing to say though about the Willie D situation. I think Will was right, man. Will was right because guess who was standing next to Chuck D with that fucking clock on?
Flavor Flav. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they could have reached out to Willie and told him something, man. You know, that's it. That's all, man.
That's what's up. I agree with you.
Willie don't play ball. Willie don't play ball.
He co-wrote the song. He co-wrote the song.
Hey, Willie's liable to get the mic and do some Kanye West shit.
Right.
Like, hey, look here, man. Let me tell y'all something.
Barkley.
Right. In they lingo, Willie don't know how to play ball. He
refuses to play ball.
Right, exactly.
Aaron Brown said they better read these Nikes. See, that's some Willie D classic music. I'm gonna make you read these Nikes. I'm gonna break your ass in the motherfucking particles and see if you can get your newspaper article. Yeah, Willie D he's a different individual. Jesse Paris says, "Hey, Courtney, how you doing?"
Hey.
He said they got rid of the cameras in Paris. I mean in Denver. Got rid of them. Mama Jenkins said not only hip hop but niggers too. Right. Well, when they get money, they dress like Mama Jenkins did 100 for sure. She said these niggas dress like hobos. And once again, Courtney, now you put that in my mind about this.
Yeah, Willie D ain't wearing no tight pants.
Right, because it shows that there will always be contention about everything, right? Like so, and some people say it was cool that they did this for the kids and the spotlight, and people say, but what did it do for the kids? Exactly. And there's always room for it, right? Like there's always room to say, man, could we have done that better? Should we have done more? That was a good point. That's really what I was trying to say.
Thank you.
And I'm hooked up now. I don't understand this Send Stars. I don't know how this works. They're asking for you to send stars to the show.
I think people could pay you like that or some shit. I
Yeah,
think you
that
get
you can
paid
get
per
paid.
star or something like that.
Okay, I don't know. I just had to switch. I'm switching the way we market the show and promote the show because, like I said, I'm tired of seeing shitty shows with more numbers than us. Like I'm like, dude, they ain't even
Oh
talking about shit,
yeah.
and they suck, and they got bigger numbers than us. So, and Kamar, no, at one point our numbers was through the roof. We was at just you galactic. I used to be tripping like that many people listening, and all of a sudden Facebook
We
censor
gotta
drop.
we gotta figure out how they editing game is. You know, a lot of them shit podcasts, they dope with the editing to get that little 15-second, 30-second clickbait clip
Yeah,
or clickbait.
yeah.
And then you know that's what pull people. That's so that maybe we need to start dicing up our shit on some of the heavier topics
Yeah,
and
man.
posting a little 15-second snippet.
I need a good editor. I need a good editor. And I shout out to Ghetto who does editing, but I lose touch with him. I probably need to
Oh, okay. Yeah.
reach out to him. Most of all the video stuff that you've seen me do has been something that Ghetto did for me. So
Oh, okay, for
I
sure.
got to
For
get
sure.
with him. Or if y'all know somebody who's a hell of an editor, holler
I
at me.
keep an eye
I
out.
don't know
I
about
keep an eye
editing, but
out.
I got a young guy. He's actually an intern for a photography company. And
Okay.
you know what I mean, he said he want to work with us, but I don't know how he edit. Like he ready to go with us. Like if we go do something live, you know what I'm saying? He ready to go with us.
Yeah, I just put me in contact with him because I can explain what I need. I can explain what
Okay.
I need for him to do. Because real, you're right. Just those hit boom, 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 that rapid fire.
That's what it be,
Right.
man. Cause you know the average person's attention span is low, so it's them little TikTok 15-second
Yeah, man. And
clickbaits.
we have
Boom.
a lot of classic moments too on the show that be in the
Right,
middle
right,
of the show, so you got to skip to them. And be like,
right,
damn, if that was by itself, that shit would, people be like, I'm watching this shit. It's all in the
right.
game. Listen, when I says I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do what I says, right? And I'm
For sure.
vested. I'm
We need
vested.
something that's really gonna pull them in, Kev. Something to start off where, you know what I'm saying? I'll put my titties out right now. They like, oh.
Yeah, well, don't do that because my wife's probably watching, right? Like, so yeah, don't do that. Like, I don't want to market it that way.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna pull them out. But for people to hear that, they're gonna click on it. They're gonna be like, what she said? What?
You know what? My mother and my father-in-law. My mother and my father-in-law in Minnesota watch too, so I don't want her to get a call like, "So Kevin is pulling out titties tonight." Like, oh, really? He told me about this episode.
That's the type of show he has. Huh?
Right. Oh, and she gonna be like, "And you got me selling hoodies for your titty show?" Okay, nah, I'm cool. Let's come together and think of something else, right? Let's throw that one out. Let's park it. Let's put that one in the parking lot.
Shit.
Real, like that's the best shit I've heard in weeks.
The titty show would do numbers, man. Just titling it titty show would do numbers.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit that one out. Cool.
Hey, well, Courtney, we could collab on some shit.
Right. A People's Network production, right? Kevin will not be there, right? No. So no, but the Grammys, like I said, because people complain. Chris Brown didn't get this, and he should have got that. It's just like, man.
Shit, they said Quavo and Offset got into fighting and shit over the takeoff shit. That's sad to hear, but when emotions is high, shit's bound to happen. I guess they wanted Offset to come on stage or something, and he didn't want, and Quavo didn't want him to.
Quavo didn't want him to.
And he's denying that. I seen a quote where he's denying it. Like, why would I fight who knows? But I know enough credible sources
we never know.
Are reporting it that something happened. But here's the deal, and thank you, Real, because once again, that's a great segue into, and we're going to get into some real socio-political stuff too, y'all. So people like, they talking about, I don't tune in for that shit. Give us some space. But this whole thing leads to the hot news. The biggest thing now is the Gillie and Wallow $1 million worth of game interview with Jay Prince and his son, and I believe his brother. And so the clickbait is Jay Prince sends a warning to don't get me. I'm not a Migo dude, so I want to say Quavo. He sent it because Takeoff is the one who got killed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess they've had internal beef. So Jay Prince says, you know, you wasn't even. I keep hearing that you got something to say, that you want to be aggressive about it. And he basically tells him like, man, don't, you know, don't get it twisted. Like you ain't. It ain't that. So there's a back and forth. Go watch it. And so people were up in arms about Jay Prince, and you know, people was like, we tired of mob ties, and we tired of, you know, this whole thing where people should be scared of Jay Prince. But I think a lot of it comes down to a lot of youngsters just don't honor respect. They don't understand when somebody does enough, when somebody's contributed enough to whatever pursuit that they are involved in, they deserve respect, right? And I'm not a groupie for anybody, but I think the movement, because we just got done talking about Scarface and Willie D and doing mind playing tricks on me, and that was on Rap a Lot
Rap a
Records, which
lot.
is Jay
Yeah.
Prince label. Jay Prince, without Jay Prince's contribution to hip hop, the South wouldn't even be nowhere near what it is, right? The man is,
Shit.
because of his
Right.
contribution. But in order to really deal on a street level, apparently, allegedly, there's some affiliations. I don't know. I don't live in Houston. But I know he's been in this game long enough and he's done enough to garner respect, right? And so he's saying, ain't nobody scared of him, and right? But you know, maybe a lot of victims, a lot of murders, a lot of assaults, a lot of things wouldn't happen if people understood respect. If you understood,
Mm.
there's some lines that you shouldn't cross. Now, can you cross them and be like, fuck him, I don't care? You can, but you get what you got coming to you when you do so. This is all about the fact that the young brother Takeoff, right, was murdered in Houston at an event that was supposed to have been a Rap-A-Lot Mob Ties sponsored event. Now it's been proven that nobody in Jay Prince's family did it. Jay Prince wasn't there. His son Jazz Prince wasn't there. This is and what it sounds like is that there may have been some aggression on the part of the youngster Takeoff's homeboy in a place where he shouldn't have been aggressive, right? Like it's like you it's certain places where you gotta be about your business. The result is this young brother dying, so everybody's upset and everybody's, you know, once again, it's that contention, Courtney. I'm going the long way, but I'm still touching on contention around. Jay Prince is saying, look, it's a tragedy, it's terrible, but it's a narrative being written here about my family, but I understand it. I understand that when you be successful, when you take care of business for a long time and you earn your respect, there's always going to be people who won't rest until they can put a chink in your armor, put a kink in your armor. So I feel like he said the most important things. I feel like what he was saying in regards to the young brother losing his life was poignant. But man, I told y'all I live in the podverse. So I'm on YouTube. I'm watching every show. I'm watching every little production. I watch shit on YouTube that I should not even be watching. Like, why am I even watching this? But I watch it anyways. But I don't know. Did any of y'all know? Come on, we talked about it. I know you didn't see it. Did any of y'all see this interview? I know y'all probably didn't.
No,
Nah.
I
I'm
did.
not
I
really
wanted
with
to,
that shit, man.
just
Okay.
didn't get a chance to get to it.
Right, Courtney, like what I want to see some old men argue for.
I mean, I heard a little bit about it on the radio. They played something about it, and he was saying, "Don't." I heard the clip of "Don't put me in a position where I got to protect my family" or some shit, and then there was another clip of Offset. You know what I'm saying? Asking why the fuck all these niggas doing interviews about his cousin. The family ain't even came out and did no interviews. You know?
Right, right. So that's to sum it up. And it's unfortunate, and I can see it from both ways. I can see him saying, why y'all talking about it? But see, it's not just that people are talking about it on the internet, people talking about it in the streets. This is a thing. This young brother lost his life. He had a lot of love on both sides. So you talking about somebody who may be signed to Rap a Lot, going to Atlanta trying to do a show, and something happening to them because some fool in Atlanta think I'm gonna get revenge for Takeoff.
Right.
So before we just dismiss it, like we see live, people can lose their lives, right? And I'm a veteran of the East Coast West Coast thing, in which we came out of it without Tupac and Biggie, right? We all lost. Whether no matter who you think the greatest was, no matter whoever, we all lost because in that short 2-3 year span, we went from the heights of hip hop being a shining star to the absolute bottom when all of a sudden our two biggest stars got killed, and the music had lost some viability commercially, so a lot of money was lost. And it lost a lot of momentum. And when it came back as this bastard that we have now. It came back as this corporate pop song, we'll control it now since you niggers don't know how to act kind of art form. And so now when you're a classic hip hop fan and you say, man, well, what happened? Well, that's what happened. Because we weren't able to mediate our own conflicts and they got out of control. And it resulted in 2 brothers losing their lives and many other people. Because we know nowadays rappers get killed like, it's like, damn, another one? It's over 100 dead rappers. And that's crazy to me. Shout out to Sharon Evans. Sharon, how you doing, my sister? Happy Black History Month. Excuse me. Vince Tony. What up, Outlaws? What's going on, Vince?
What up, Vince?
John Moore says, hey, Courtney. I have a bit of a cold, y'all, so y'all got to excuse me. I know this ain't K Rice. K Rice, what it do, my brother? He said they have the person responsible, but they all expect Jay Prince to hold their hands instead of being smart and protecting yourself at all times because tragedies do happen. K Rice, man, what it do, man? That's a long time no hear, man. I ain't talked to my brother in a minute, but you're right. It's a whole thing with Jay Prince in the South, though. And I like I said, I'm on the internet all the time. I watched the whole thing about the Larry Hoover thing. I watched, Whack 100. See, right now we live in this culture where saying somebody's name gets you clicks and likes and follows. It's an industry into itself. Have you not noticed? Like I look at like somebody like Reggie Wright Jr. and some other people. All they do is content about Tupac and Biggie and Death Row. I'm like, this shit was 30 years ago. And they do show after show after show about these 2 brothers, and they make money off YouTube for clicks and follows. So we live in that era where we want to dismiss social media and say, oh man, that ain't, but it's something now. It's a thing now. Right? Because he said, now what's the young brother named Quavo? He said, well, why wouldn't you call me if you got an issue? Why you on the internet? Why you doing shows? Why you doing interviews? Why don't you pick up the phone and call me? But bruh, you on social media too. Why didn't you just call him? Why do we know you had a response? Because when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. And so that's what happened. But I just think the whole thing is just crazy, man. And I hate to see the quality of the music is so diminished, right? It's said Offset is the guy, not Quavo. Okay. Well, I know Offset is the guy. Okay. I'm not a Migos fan, so thank you, K Rice, because I don't know. All of them. I know Takeoff is the one who's gone, right? And so okay. So
yeah.
Offset is the guy, not Quavo. Because they're cool with Quavo, I guess. See, when you get into this,
I don't know. Quavo is the uncle of Offset who got killed.
Okay,
so they was actually family.
Okay.
I don't know if Offset is family. He might be, but I know Takeoff is Quavo's nephew who got killed.
Yeah, they all family. Offset wanted to cuss somebody cousin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They all family. Yeah, they all family.
So right. So now
shit.
right. Okay. So now we're looking at family against family because and I know that they have a lot of love.
That's what happened during tragedies, man. That emotions get high and people get irrational and all kind of stuff.
It's Black History Month, man. Come on, man. Yeah,
it is.
Chill, man. And now, this is something else we didn't talk about too. This is what I'm saying. I love Milwaukee. First of all, let me give you the number: 262-202-5131. It's 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. Holler at your man. Get this apparel. Get this customized apparel. Holler at Kamar. Holler at Courtney. Holler at Rail. We all do something different. But it's all quality. It's black business. Y'all see, we didn't even talk about this. The armored car robbery, right? On Capitol Drive in the daytime, right? No suspects caught. And that's what 5 minutes west of where the car crashed, where he crashes into the house. This is a daily thing in Milwaukee, right? So some brothers, I'm assuming, I don't even know if they was brothers. Somebody ran up and robbed the armored car, Heat style. Weren't we just talking about the movie Heat? And so this is all going on in the city, and the mayor saying major crimes is down. Like, come on, man, who you fooling, man? I don't. They ain't catch nobody. They didn't catch nobody. So I know eventually you get to telling on each other. I know that's how it go. But man, these brothers hit a lick. I'm not encouraging nobody to do that, but if you do it and get away with it, it's like, oh shit, right? They get caught, you be like, damn, they should have never did that. But if you get away with it, it's like, oh, them dudes hit a lick, right? Oh man, I'm just glad nobody was killed. I'm glad nobody was killed. K. Rice said that made the news in Houston too. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It used to be Milwaukee. Milwaukee was this kind of obscure little dot up north, man.
Hey, man,
right.
We don't drive an armored truck too often.
Yeah, and get away with it.
They don't.
Right.
Yeah,
That don't happen often.
Man. Once again, it's not. Sonya Thor said, "I see it was on Facebook." Yeah, listen. It's one of those things where we used to be this little obscure little dot, and I don't know if this is what cats are crusading for. Like, did y'all see this huge brawl at this bar downtown? This was on a Tuesday. First of all, I didn't even know people kicking it. I'm so far out the loop that I didn't even know bars was packed on Tuesday nights. I didn't know there was, a bar that's packed on Tuesday night.
You said downtown?
Yeah, it's a
like
bar
on Water Street.
I don't even know where it's at. I had never even heard.
They got this new thing what they call day drinking now. You know what I mean? Like they have bars be having parties during the day.
Okay.
Day parties. Yeah, they be having day parties and shit.
Day drinking is popping.
Yeah.
Come back in. They drinking is one better.
She heard drinking. She popped back in.
Because people want to go drinking at night, ready to go kick it at 10 o'clock, 11. That's late for me. I'm trying to be in bed, but
we getting older,
like
man.
3.
I'm trying to be heading home by 9:30.
You know what I'm saying?
Like shit.
I'm good with the day party.
I kick it between 7 p.m. 9 p.m. Don't call me. Like motherfuckers be trying to call me at 10:30. Like, hey, you want to go shoot some pool? Fuck no. I'm chilling. I'm in my chilling clothes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. But that's when I told you can appreciate a nap. Your ass getting old. And let me sit back for a minute and take me a nap. Your ass getting old. Got a blanket and everything. My favorite blanket.
Come on in.
Right. Sonya Thor said, I'm in Camden, Arizona. Camden, Arizona. I've never heard of that. He walks out there. A lot of Milwaukee people in Arizona.
Is that
K. Rice said day parties are the hottest thing moving in the South. Yeah, and especially in the South when y'all weather is working how it's supposed to work. I could imagine like being in the South and it's nice outside day in and day out. Yeah. But see, Milwaukee, we ain't learn how to get along. K. Rice, you know that. You from the bricks here. You know that. I already know you from the turf. You from the soil. I already know. So I'm like this big ass brawl, and it's funny because Scott Epicet, right? We know Scott Epicet, white Scott Epicet, to be a world-class race troll. I'm sorry, my daughter be listening, boy. She makes sure daddy okay. Shout out to Taylor, man. She said, "Daddy, AR is in Arkansas." I thought, yeah, you right. I said AR is in Arizona.
You know, was like Camden, Arizona.
And not one person corrected me except my daughter.
Wrong too. We not gonna just let it fall on you. We with you.
Nobody didn't say Kev that says AR. That's not Arizona. Like y'all, come on, man.
Look, we was all slow at the same time. So
shout out to my daughter. Shout out to baby girl, man. Shout out to baby girl. Yeah. Arkansas, nigga. What you talking about?
We all.
Sonya Thor says yes. It's Arkansas. My bad. I said AR. He walks out there and everything. I was gone. Right. World class dumbass. That's me. No, but yeah, the day party I could imagine, man. I don't even have the desire to do happy hour. Like I'm not really I'm not really into the bar scene no more, especially when I really figured out the game was how severely overcharged you get for what you get,
Right.
It's a no scene no more. Like what do you
Yeah, I mean, you know what I really would want to go and see right now, and this also shows my age, some live jazz. Or some live blues.
Oh man.
Or some live.
I used to be at Mr. James every Wednesday for their live jazz, and then Then Thursdays they used to have a stepper set. I used to be in there for the stepper sets.
Do you smoke cigars, Kev?
It depends on what kind of cigar it is. I'm not really into
the dude that owns G's Clippers. He got that cigar lounge on top of Brownstone, and every first Friday he have the live band in there. The live band be popping. I mean, his cigar lounge, it ain't cloudy, it ain't smoky, it's well ventilated. You know what I'm saying? It's real nice in that motherfucker. Then you got Brownstone down there, so you got access to food and drinks. They coming up, the little waitresses. Oh, it's a good time. You should probably check that out. You might like that on the first Friday.
I'm cool. I don't like people. I'm just saying, if I could go into a nice, smooth jazz joint, low key, get a table, everybody gonna be cool. A nice little some blues or something, we gonna be cool. But all this turn up shit, all this, what people want to be on rap videos, drinking Patron and all that. I'm just not. I'm more into the wine drinking crowd now. More into the maybe sip a little cognac, like you said. But like when it's name brand, that tells me I shouldn't be there. Everybody be at Brownstone, that means I shouldn't be there.
It ain't a Brownstone. It's upstairs. It's a low key lounge. It's upstairs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a member.
Oh, you said it's above Brownstone?
Yeah, it's above it.
Okay. Now Brownstone, was that the place where that girl had lost her life?
Yeah.
There we go.
So that's all you had to say.
It's like now even the low key places, you know what I'm saying? They got the potential of having tragedies going on, because I think it was a low key laid back place then, and somebody was just having a bad night and changed people's lives.
My baby girl Boogie said somebody did say, "Is that Arizona, Dad?" I know it was me, probably. Tell her we messed that up. She said, "That's all right, Dad. I love you. I love you too, baby girl." Daddy miss you, right? She be on. I misspelled something one day. I misspelled something in the title one day. I was getting ready to do the show. She hit me like, hey, you misspelled that. You might want to go back and look at that. Like, man, thank you, baby girl. It's in Arkansas. Sonia Thrower says yes. Vince Tony, he said you have to be a member at G's place to be invited.
Yeah, you do got to be a member.
Oh, okay.
So I always get invited. So
Sharon Evans, smoking hookah thing, I'm cool on.
Right, it's nice. It's real cool.
I don't dig the hookah. The hookah thing is stupid to me. And people who do it will be the same people who mad at people who smoke cigarettes. And right now,
yeah, that's crazy.
They just came out with a study that said 57% of the people in this country want to ban menthol cigarettes. And then there's another 52%, I believe, that said they want to ban tobacco, period. I don't think they should ban tobacco, period.
People need to live their own fucking life and stop worrying about what the next person do. If you don't like it, stay away from it.
Straight up. Because I can't stand cigarette smoke, right? So don't nobody be around me who smokes cigarettes. And when they do, it's just for a little bit of time and I'm out of there. Control your environment.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Control your environment. Take accountability for your own life.
Right.
Yeah, but do we need? Okay, so I'm hearing all y'all, and I would love for everybody to chime in on this, because this is something a lot of people say. Well, why not ban cigarettes? They're so dangerous. They're so detrimental. A lot of people die from lung cancer. People get ban
alcohol.
Because then you're gonna have to ban sugar. You're gonna have to ban alcohol. You're gonna have to ban gluten. You're gonna have to ban so much other shit.
Sugar,
right? If we banning bad shit around here,
right? So that's what I'm saying. I don't think somebody's preference should outweigh somebody else's rights. Like you got civil liberties for a reason. Right. And I think it's like Kamar says, it's like, okay, why you gonna go into a bar where they smoking and be like, ugh, I hate for me to be able to have a good time. Right. They shouldn't be able to smoke. It's like, it's crazy. I don't think they should ban tobacco. I really don't. Even though I know it's detrimental. But like Kamar says, are we gonna ban sugar? Are we gonna ban coffee?
That shit, sugar fucking up everybody.
Right.
Man, shit. Children's breakfast cereal is one of the most dangerous things a motherfucker could eat, and we give it to kids daily. Is genetically modified grains sprayed with Monsanto pesticides. It got fucking sugar on it that we give our kids and then expect them to sit quietly and nicely in the classroom of 30 other sugared up kids for a teacher. Like I tell people, breakfast cereal, like cannabis is safer than the average children's breakfast cereal because all the fucked up dyes, the sugar, the genetically modified grain, the pesticides and fertilizers they used on that grain. It's all fucked up, but we worried about tobacco.
The bleach they use to make it white.
Right. Shit.
Well,
the milk they put in that motherfucker.
With the direction that this conversation is going in, and we must understand we got lead pipe laterals that we still dealing with.
So it's a lot more shit. It's a lot more shit I feel like that we can deal with other than that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like people just get to the point where everybody just want to feel their own personal comfort level is on. They get tunnel vision, right? And it's just like, okay, I don't want to. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Where you going to a hookah bar? So you smoking flavored cigarettes?
I had a status about that because I said, I'm a nerd. So I said, I got people shunning cigarettes, but turn around and smoke cigars and hookah. Hour of hookah equivalent, man. Shit, you come on now. An hour of hookah is the same as 100 cigarettes, but then you also got to factor in the carbon monoxide from the coal that you burning to smoke that hookah. So hookah is actually worse than cigarettes.
Yeah, it's crazy. just so judgmental. Sonya Thor says I went out all over Tatonia, downtown. You know what? I used to be very partial to the bars. I really did. I loved going out because I like to see black people have a good time, right? Yeah. And so it's nothing like going into a joint when it's jumping and everybody's kicking it. It's love. You seeing homies that you know. You ain't no fights. The women's looking good. The music is good. That's the best feeling in the world to see brothers and sisters really be able to party like that. But I just think you get to a certain point where you start to outgrow it. And I really got to the point where it was just like the whole process, getting the outfit, making the barbershop, going at it. I done spent $200 for $25 worth of good times. I could just stay at the house.
I got tired of
doing all that no more. I mean, some do, but
I got tired of the cycle, man.
Real normal to happy hours. So if you choose to still do all that, but everybody be real.
I mean, to each their own. I found myself in a cycle. I was seeing the same people at the bar, same people. It was like, and then when you think about all these Facebook statuses that be like, all men are blank or all women are blank. I remember how the cycle I used to see, and it's like, okay, y'all all fucking with the same people because all y'all either go to work and then some club on the weekends, and this is the extent of the interaction you having with the opposite sex. That's they all fucking the same people, having the same problems with the same niggas, and now because they done reduced themselves and limited themselves to men at work, men at these elegance or some shit. Now all men are the same. No. You gotta get out that cycle and expand your horizon. So that's what I had to do, man.
Hey, and that right there is that energy right there, right? You got the energy of men that go out like that, and you got that energy of women that go out. It's that energy. That's how that energy attracts each other. Just like that.
And man, it's so many podcasts.
Go meet somebody somewhere else.
Right, because all they do is just breed off of each other's trauma. Now everybody mad about passport bros and shit. It's like we get so pressed about how other people live their life, instead of trying to reflect on us on what we could do better. We just find the latest outrage.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And this ain't no show about trying to tell people not to go out because I think you should be able to. You grown up, you work with that Johnny Kemp song, Friday night, I just got paid. I'm about to get clean. You about to step out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I totally understand the spirit of it. I'm saying for me, I've gotten to a place in my life where I'd rather just chill at the crib, right? And to get my spot slick enough to where I can extend an invitation to my loved ones to say, hey man, let's hang out Friday night, man. Come through, sip a little something, listen to a little music, whatever, watch a game or something, and then back to the spot. I'm just over the whole nightlife thing. But I did it so much. That's what I'm saying. I could never talk down on it.
No,
I mean, and I had a damn
I
classic
definitely want
nights
to
I
talk
done had
down
with
on
the
it.
homies where we done went out and it's like, man, we had a damn good time that night. But you
Yeah,
know,
They shut my spot down. I used to be at Lenny's on 27th. They shut that
a cool
motherfucker down.
spot. Man, I was in that motherfucker
Yeah.
one night, man. I was watching some dude, he was in there and this chick was at him like on his case, like cussing, arguing, fighting. He like gone, man, gone. And that shit went on, man, for about 10 minutes. Dog pulled some mace out and maced her. She smacked him. He maced her. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. I used to go to the Matrix. I used to go to the Matrix on East Capitol. I don't know if I'm dating
East
myself
Capitol?
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that was
Matrix,
my
which
spot.
was the biggest nightclub in the Midwest. It was an old grocery store. It became Big Lots.
In
It
that
used to be like,
plaza and shit.
yeah, it's like 1,000 people could fit in the club, man. And I seen so many people in the Matrix get dog walked. I'm talking about girls, dudes. I mean, because you didn't have enough security. It's 600-700 people in there. You got 20 security guards. Somebody under the floor just parked, and somebody's in the middle getting stomped out. I closed the Empire Room myself, damn near. I fought 8 bouncers at the Empire Room one time. So, you know, that's what I'm saying, man. I had my cowboy my wild western days, man. That's why I stay my ass at home now. K. Rice says, Max, mind the business that minds you. Exactly right, K. Rice. You know that. That's the rule of the street. What I say, one of the Milwaukee things is, if you're from Milwaukee, you know to mind your business. And you'll tell somebody else who like, hey man, this ain't your business. Come on, man, let's get up out of here, man. You sitting around and stay out them people business.
Out them people business.
Yeah, stay out them people business, man. Stay out them people business, man. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I just want to see who it was. And you better look on Facebook.
Fuck that.
Because you know in Milwaukee, we always assume in Milwaukee they're gonna be shooting in a minute. You know it's eventually coming. Like they finna start.
Hey, it'd be a fight somewhere, motherfucker hit it. Oh, they coming back shooting.
You know they finna go right. You know it's finna right. Somebody gonna get shot.
It's time to go, nigga. It's time to go.
There we go. It's that eternal pessimism. Sharon Evans said they would never ban tobacco. The government would go bankrupt. Yeah, I think that's why it's been sitting on the book so long and they ain't acted on it like shit. You know how much tax revenue we generate off this shit? Jesse Perry says Jay Prince started Rap A Lot Records. I think he's catching up. Deion James said, believe it or not, people who catch cancer make our health insurance rates raise. I would assume so, because there's so many people who don't have insurance that catch it. Sonya's laughing at us. Jesse says, I'm in the Pie verse 2. I listen to is the new black media. It is the new black media. And that's why it's so important. Bro, lead is still an issue. Man, K. Rice, they still ain't came up with no plan for that. They still ain't came up with no plan for it. And see, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. We ain't heard nothing about it in a while, actually.
And that's why the kids fucked up too. Motherfucking lead, they probably all got a little lead poison. All of them.
Lead is serious.
That's why we should have definitive ask. That's why I keep saying we should be asking these politicians, and I'm saying ask meaning we should be demanding, right? Because this only works if I vote for you, right? Like, so when you come to my door, and see, I've done this plenty of times when people come to my door and say, hey, I'm running for this or that, and I look at their flyer and I say, so this issue you got here, what's that about? And if I don't agree with it, I tell them right there, see, I can't even support you because of this. Well, hold on. Well, no, you got it right here. I see it. Well, no, I meant to, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I see you, right? It's cool. I just, because I'm going to vote. Listen, people say you shouldn't vote. It don't work. I will vote. I'm going to vote, especially on local politics, because it has a direct effect on where I actually lay my head, my quality of life. Because if my community is suffering and I live in a community, then I'm suffering too. I'm not selfish enough to think it won't come creeping my way if I ignore it. Right. So, Jesse says I was right about the downfall of hip hop. Yeah, I mean, we sometimes we're our own worst enemy. It's just like here. Milwaukee has always been a place where there was so many different places to go and go out. I'm talking about I come up where on Friday night, you might bar hop to 5-6 different spots and still miss some. And the next day, people be like, man, why you ain't come up to so and so and so? Man, it was packed in there. You're like, man, I went here, here, and here. Because we get in there, we get to busting each other head. You know, you get to pop, parking lot pimping. Afterwards, they close the spots down, right? Now, here's the kicker. At the same time, on Brady Street and on Water Street, where the collegians go out at and the white people go out at, you think they don't act the ass when they get drunk? You think they ain't down there fighting? How many white dudes then jumped off into the river and they found his ass 2 days later? He was drunk as a sailor. So, but they don't close that shit down. We take it and say, see, that's why we can't have nothing. Yep, close it down. This is said no. A lot of the times these spots have problems with the communities, where the communities are saying this, the traffic late at night, there's gunshots, people pissing in my yard, you know, somebody got robbed. And so the bar owner should be expected to have, okay, we got to have a certain, and ARJs, they security guards then got shot trying to stop people. I mean, this is like, man, at what point do we as a people
see, but you don't have that downtown. Even though we might say it be shit going on downtown, the motherfuckers be drunk. It don't be that. Motherfucker might jump in the river and kill themselves. Might be a brawl, but it's not motherfuckers getting shot. You know, not getting robbed. Now them little niggas starting to go down there and do that shit, but it wasn't that. It was just some drunk motherfuckers doing some punk ass drunk shit. In the hood, it be some real shit. You gotta fuck around. Hurry up and get to your car. You might get shot. You might get robbed.
I can't remember what was the popping spot downtown for a long time. It's just one of the funniest stories. 618. And you know, I'm rocking with one of my partners, and I let him talk me into going down there.
Oh man,
it was the work. Like I literally was looking there, looking like I was looking for one of my kids. Like I looked like somebody's uncle, right? Like, and I thought I was clean because I was creased and pressed.
Man,
you was creased.
Shoes. I'm already
like somebody uncle creases.
I'm cool with me.
Nigga don't nobody do wear creases no more.
Man, I do. Man, come on, man. You better come on in.
Can't be
talking about shit, man. I'm creased, baby, and pressed. Right. Boom. I'm up in there like, yeah, I got my shoes clean. I got my jewelry on them. Looking around like, oh no, these is babies, man.
Right.
I didn't know not one song they played, and everybody was like, "Oh!" I'm like, "Wait, what? Who's that?" Wait, what? It was just too much auto tune, and I said, "You know what? The time has passed me by. I'm the old nigga in the club now. I can't.
Right. You don't want to be that shit.
Nah, man." And I was telling him, "Let's get up out of here." He's like, "Hold on, man. I take pictures." He's a photographer, so he's like, "I take pictures. Kev, just chill."
He had a reason to be there.
Yeah, so he knows all of. But I'm like, nah, cuz I can't even ride with you because this ain't fun to me. I'm like an old person, literally. Like, why they got the smoke machine and the flashing lights? I'm like, I can't even hardly see it. Like cantankerous as well, like up in there. Like, man, come on, man. That song sucked. It was like V100 consistently just over and over. I had to renew my satellite radio subscription. I can't even listen to V100 no more.
Yeah, I mean, me being 34, I don't listen to V100. And it's a lot of bars I won't go to just because of the type of music they play. It'd be too much Milwaukee ratchet music. And a lot of motherfuckers really like that shit. And my brain can't handle that shit. You know, I really want to go kind of smooth and laid back. It just,
Also, if you go in there and most of the women got on tennis shoes, you should leave.
Yeah.
If they're going out, they should have on
exactly.
Why they all got on dookies? I'm leaving. They know something I don't know. They got on shoes that they can run.
Right.
They came to fight or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sonia Thor says, I don't smoke in my house or car and don't let no one do it. Shit, I'm in the bed at 8 at night. It's a good thing, though, to know to your safe places. Oasis on Villa, is it open or is it closed? Because I know they've been going back and forth for years, Vince.
They're still open.
Okay, because that was the
I think
Onyx.
they just opened back up.
We used to do the Onyx. Zaire said hashtag outlaw for real. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I didn't just make this title up. It suits itself. Vince said, I shoot pool on Thursdays. I'm in the garage smoking me a cigar. Yeah, Vince about that garage life like me. But I tell you, shout out to Mama Jenkins. Her husband has inspired me to the nth degree because we're actually in the process of planning a relocation anyways, my wife and I, just to, more space, right? And so one of my goals now is like, I got to step my man cave up. And Kamar, we used to pregame in the garage. So I've made it comfortable. Nice heat, chilling, got the music. I got to step my game up because I seen that. I said, dude, nah, man, I'm living like a pauper. I felt so poor. Saturday night sitting in my garage, like this is poverty. It was horrible. I had to get mine together.
I
He
want to
was
put
laughing
a
at us.
pool table down in mine, man. I towed my wall trying to get a pool table down here. It was crazy. I cut out a big ass hole in my wall on the steps and trying to angle it down. And I caught a 6-foot one off of Craigslist that was still coin operated. So I was like, shit, while people in my basement, I could run up a bag, just on this little coin pool table. I end up leaving the pool table in the garage for like a year. Then I end up selling it at a loss. But yeah, man, I don't even know if I got room down here now for the pool table, but I always did want one I could play in the house and they had to go nowhere to play it.
Yeah, we had one in my basement growing up because we had the rec room because my parents was the after party spot until they got saved. And then once they got saved, the pool table was gone. I was pissed. Like, what y'all you gonna get rid of the pool? We ain't doing that.
I grew up with one too. My granddaddy had a pool table, jukebox. Like he had a whole bar in the basement. Jukebox, pool table, the bar that you go behind, like it got the swinging door. He had the bags of pig feet hanging from the ceiling.
He had the pig
feet.
He
had bags of pig. I ain't never seen bags of pig feet until my granddaddy, man. That shit used to be. I ain't gonna eat it now, but that shit used to be delicious.
Yeah, my goodness. Dion said, I still like to look at fat booty here and there. I go to Savoy's. That's fine. Look, that's once again, I'm not telling nobody.
I forgot about Savoy's.
I still have never been there. It's so many places.
I heard they got some good chicken. I ain't never wanted to go that far just to get some.
Too.
Been all up
I'm
in
like,
there,
it's too far away. It's too far away.
I used to do Savoy.
Yeah, we all.
I used to go there on Wayne night. I used to go on Wayne night.
I'm sure I'd have seen you in there, Kamar, because I used to be in there with Rock all the time.
Yeah.
Even when y'all had the Glades over by your house, and you see me pop up, man. I used to be out, man. It's just now I'm like, I feel so much safer sitting in my garage. Like, was them gunshots? Ooh, I'm glad I'm sitting here.
Right.
Right.
I'm telling you, man. I've been around. I've enjoyed this city, man. So if you like to get out, go out, but be safe. But I'm just saying, for me at the stage I'm at now, my preference once again is to find a nice spot where I could go in. I really love live music, especially funk and blues and like neo soul.
Right.
Like, if you ain't never been somewhere and heard live blues by some real blues dudes, you're missing out, man. We used to go to Gene Supper Club, man, and they used to have a blues band called the Misfit. Oh man, they used to get it in, man. I used to be like, dude, this is a good time, man. So I want to find me a joint like that, and eventually I might pop up in there dressed like an old man with a crease in my pants. Because that's what I do. Since y'all making fun of me, yes, I still crease my pants.
Y'all talking about blues, man? Listen, I went down to the Ultimate Blues Fest down in Mississippi.
Okay.
Dog, I want to say Huntsville. Oh man, down in the Delta. Listen, man, they did this thing. The Blues Fest is on this big ass in a big ass airport field, like Timmerman Field over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole thing is just full. All types of different food everywhere, man. You know what I mean? And all day long, different bands playing. I mean, the mainstream bands. You know what I'm saying? Who you hear, who you know about, and all that. Man, you got people out there slanging all the blues, mixed CD tapes down there, or whatever, man. That was the Ultimate Blues Fest.
You went to the one here too, didn't you? When you at
I vended it. I was a vendor at this one. I was live also. That one there is live too. That last day though.
We can get in on,
God, that last day is big.
That might be something I would rock with you next summer on, where we could, get together and have a table. Because I'd rather be around old people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not.
It be cracking. It be cracking.
Yeah. And they know how to have a good time. They don't give a shit. They be like, man, I'm like, you be like, oh,
man, they be partying, man. They be partying.
Grandmama out here doing the dog, right? Right.
They be out there.
Mama Jenkins said I stopped going because I didn't feel comfortable, and I started bringing my friend 9mm because these fools gonna start some shit sooner than later. I used to love clubbing every weekend. Yeah, man, it's fun, man, especially when you're young. But I think it's a young man's sport. Because it's been too many. It's too many. It's too many murders. Right now, Milwaukee is just too violent. It's just
Yeah.
like I said, that whole brawl. When I'm looking at that, I'm like, dude, I could just imagine myself in the middle of that. It's crazy. Like I wouldn't want to. Once again, like I told you, I fought those bouncers at the Empire Room. It was after the club, outside in the parking lot. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no slow motion. Ain't no when you fighting that many dudes at once, it ain't a good. Like I got my nose broke, head busted. It was a fight. It was a real brawl for it all. And so I don't romanticize all that fighting and shit up in the club. People throwing, we used to do that in college, man. Getting bar fights with rednecks, motherfuckers throwing beer mugs and pool balls. It used to be dangerous, man. Right. So,
Damn.
yeah, man.
Man, I was at Gene's Supper Club and the motherfucker swung off at the security guard, missed him and hit me in the back. I was mad at him,
God
but
damn.
but then when I turned around, like damn, I seen security had already snatched him and had his ass up in the air, walking him to the door. Like they be. I could understand why some niggas be kind of sore about security because they be ragdolling these motherfuckers like
I know
they ain't
they
shit.
used to, like Kev said, they will whoop your ass.
Yeah, they
Back
would.
in the day. Some of them even got shot for that shit.
Well, that's where I was going. So if
Yeah.
if like you've been on the soil here back in the days, the Empire Room was one of the best. Man, I'm talking about, man, my goodness, just too much fun. But the
Yeah.
bouncers had a reputation for jumping on cats, beating them up instead of, because what they're supposed to do is just remove you from the club. But they used to
Right.
jump on cats, and I used to always be sitting there saying, man, if they ever did that to me, man, I'd tear this motherfucker up. And I didn't wait for them to do it to me. I started some shit with them. And I didn't know they was gonna get that deep. I didn't have the soldiers with me. I didn't have, like, if I'd have had a certain group of my friends with me, there's a group like I could put together a lineup. Had I have had them with me, oh, we would have swept the floor. I wasn't with that crew. I was with some other dudes who wasn't really about that action. So it turned into me fighting them all by myself. But but to Kamar's point is, what was it? I think a month later they did it to somebody else, but they actually beat this dude down. Like they knocked him out and knocked his teeth out.
Damn.
I never even touched the ground. They couldn't even knock me down. It was going down. I was a barbarian though, but he came back with his friends and shot the club up and shot 2 or 3 bouncers. That's why I got closed down.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they had a reputation for that, man. They, it was a couple clubs here where you go certain places. You say, man, the bouncers here be on some bullshit, so keep your head on the swivel. Um, you're right, Dion. We all drank lead water growing up. We've been saying literally something in the water. What's going on?
Yeah.
There's a definitive connection between lead poisoning and cognitive function, especially in children. And we've had Robin Miranda from FLAC, the Fresh Water for Life Action Coalition on here, a bunch of times. And I'll give Rob back. That was one of Chris Johnson's things with Kingfish, is dealing with the lead pipeline. So we'll get back on that. We'll get back on that. Yeah, that water's still an issue. He said, damn, they robbed a Brinks truck, like some Dead Prez type stuff, and got away with it so
Hell
far.
yeah.
Joe
Right.
Walker is laughing at me. He said, voting, he's dying laughing at me. Yes, I still vote, Joe. I still vote. I just think, you got to be in it to win it, man. I feel like, a lot of people complain, but not only do they not vote, they don't even understand the complexities of the issue. They think it's this should be simple. Just do this. You got to understand the system. I feel like you got to understand the enemy to be able to, counteract it. He said she's in, Jesse, she's in Arkansas. My sister Sonia Thrower, she's in Arkansas. Vince says there's an election in less than a month. None of the black groups are talking about it at all. Vince, I think people are trying to figure out what side they're going to vote for. Because I don't, we like to think about things from a political party standpoint. And so I think a lot of people here are waiting to be told who to vote for. None of these are incumbents. These are all new people. Right? And so people are like, who is this? I seen Lena Taylor had put up a post about 3 or 4, including you, Vince. 3 or 4 potential aldermanic candidates for the first district had knocked on her door. and she's saying, you know, it's good to see them out active. But I think if it's so many people running, people be the voters are confused, right? Sharon Evans.
I think right now it's about figuring out how to get out here what you want to do. What have you done already and what you want to do? That's what it's all about now. That's the information people want to know, right?
Right.
What you've done and what you plan to do.
What are you going to do about it?
So we got to figure out how to get this information out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing right there. Knocking on doors is one.
Shout out to Sayer. He says they had me in there looking like a predator when I was talking about 618. You know what? That's funny that you said that. It's funny that you said that. And I'm tell you
in
why.
there looking thirsty as a motherfucker.
Right.
You know,
Listen.
I used to see this old dude at the club, and all the girls used to line up to dance with him. He was like he was an older white dude or Hispanic dude back when I used to go to Nota's.
Yeah, it's a couple old niggas that.
Yeah, and all the girls
called professional drink buyers
because they are right.
That's why they dancing with him, because she knows her and all her crew.
Right,
finna spend this man whole Social Security check.
Yeah, all the sack chases. Yeah.
Listen, this was even funnier. One of my partners talked me into going to a place on the South Side one time called Club International. I think it was. It was brand
I've been there. Yeah.
And
I think it became Mangoes or some shit.
It was this right. It was the summertime. I put on my linen and my kicks, right? Like a true, right?
My linen.
Man, with the Cadillac fully dipped and washed and shiny.
It's not
man, I would have been there. I said, I am too old for that. What was that? Area 414 on Teutonia? Man, I used to go in there like, dude, these dudes got on like glitter jeans and all kinds of Thunderbirds on their pants. Like I'm in there creased up with some good ones on, with some Stacy's on. Like, yeah.
Thunderbirds.
Right, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. I learned that I was too old. My days was over. It was like, you know.
See, I've always liked the older scene though. Like even when I was clubbing, I would rather go to a bar where I could see the older player, you know, where you see the nigga in the blue jean outfit and the cowboy boots. Then you see the barfly lady who she want to show cleavage, but she don't want her titties out, so she got the sheer over it to where you can see through it, but I guess technically she ain't got a cleavage out. So
y'all are determined to talk about breasts on this family-friendly show tonight. Like the time the word titty has been used on this show.
Use that in your snippet. I'm telling you, they gonna click it.
I just like watching how the older people moved and how they interacted. You be like, damn, okay. Because like even in the bar, you could notice who the thug is, who the pimp is, who the player is, and who the hoes is. They just older and they move different. You know, they got on a different wardrobe, but they still in the bar. They move from the club to the bar.
Well, shout out to and I would even have to say first of all, rest in peace to J Dub off 19 from my neighborhood. And if you know, you know. But our neighborhood bar, J&J's, right on Atkinson, which a lot of people say you don't go in there, bruh. It was our neighborhood bar though. But that balance that you're talking about was perfect in there because the older people would be up front, we'd be in the back. So the jukebox was split. You'd hear some my last $2, and then you hear Baby Drew getting it on. It depends on who put the money in the jukebox, right? So there was that balance, and it was fun. It was fun to kick it with the old heads a lot of times because you know they have a good time and be having us laughing, man.
It ain't all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To go to the hole in the walls. That's actually where how you would bar hop. It's like those type of bars.
Yeah,
man.
Run in there, you know what I'm saying? Have a couple drinks right quick, you know what I mean? Shoot to another.
Shoot a game, pool, and hit it.
Something and hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't the art of stepping out because we should be able to party. We should be, especially now, like I said. And shout out to Antonia Anderson and DJ Toxic T. And I don't know if y'all want to be, because we're gonna do a 50th anniversary hip hop kind of show where we'll have DJ Toxic T and have Antonia, who has the 365 Hip Hop Museum, She's been on before. She's a friend of the show. I used to work with Antonia a long time ago at
She's a
St.
friend
Charles.
of the show.
Yes. Yeah, I hung out with her down at which event was that? That was the Big Black Milwaukee. Milwaukee event I did back in December. She came and hung out. We was down at the PAC Center when Homer Blow was here for the holidays doing that. I forgot which. It was a hip hop version of not Fiddler on the Roof. What the hell? One of them. But anyway, she was there to catch Homer. I mean, to catch Curtis Blow.
Right.
Right there and hung out. She tried, but she didn't catch it.
Yeah, man.
I love Antonia, man. She's so cool. It's like I done seen her in a couple lights. I done seen her in professional atmospheres where we learning about different things in business, and I done seen her as atmospheres where we kicking and shit like, and then them motherfuckers, I'm tired of that shit.
Right.
Antonia.
Man, I worked with Antonia. Antonia, cool people, man. I worked with her at St. Charles for a long time, man. And she used to be dealing with them knuckleheads we used to have out there, man. She good people, man. She got a hell of a museum. And DJ Toxic T was on here one time, but I was doing at that time, I was doing Outlaw Nation, where I wanted to just have something set up for interviews. And then I kind of took my focus off. I took my eye off the ball a little bit. I want to bring it back in a different kind of format. And this is all in me when I'm trying to, re-energize things. But he's on here. He's a dope DJ. He's trying to work on his equipment so we can do like mixes and stuff. Because last time he was like cutting and scratching. It was a dope show. Mm-hmm. A lot of y'all seen it. Some of y'all didn't though. Shame on y'all. But I'm trying to bring them both on one night and we'll just have a real whole conversation about hip hop. And because a lot of people weren't fortunate enough to see the shows when we interviewed MC Shan or Big Mike or AMG or even Willie D. I had Willie D on a long time ago. Baby Drew. We had Mac Mall on. Kamara and we interviewed Mac Mall. And it's
I just reshared that a few weeks ago.
So like OG Big Mike was one still to this day one of my favorites because Big Mike was one of the coolest to ever do it. I've been trying to get Mr. Mike. I had a conversation with Mr. Mike, and now I see he's come out a little bit on YouTube doing more interviews. So I'm gonna get back in touch with him and be like, man, remember we spoke about you coming on Outlaw Radio. I mean, just about the culture. Vince said, I'm 60 years old. I've been creasing. Vince, I bet you do, right? He understands what it is.
I did when I was in school.
Oh man, no, man.
Cool.
When I was
but after high school, everybody stopped doing this shit.
Not us. Not us.
We just
not us. I'm telling you. Oh, listen. On Capitol, we used to have our khakis creased, our Dickies creased. If you had on the Levi's, you had to be creased, man. That was part of the union.
But that's what I'm saying. That's around the time when that shit stopped, right?
No, we
can't. Not you. Of course, you're not going to say that. You still doing
it, right? That shit was to stop, Tim.
Of course.
Man, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. With my Ben Davidson zipped up in my crease with my shell toes. I'm on, man. Come on, man. What you talking about, man? Man, okay, I guess
creases and cuffs. Creases and cuffs.
No cuffs, just creases.
We used to do cuffs.
No, not as a grown man. Cuffs. As a little kid, maybe, but not as a grown man. Not as a grown man.
Is it all through high school? Creases and cuffs, man. That was Frosty Guest when I was.
How do you say that? Ivelez Guara had her 50th birthday party there. You talking about Club International? I don't even know who that is. Sire, you might have put us up on that. Who is that? I don't know who she is. Oshan Shira died. How you doing, my sister? She said, "Greetings, Outlaws. How you doing? She said, "You my son age." Yeah. I'm old. I'm old, but I ain't like necessarily geriatric, but I'm old enough to know better. Still kind of young enough to not give a fuck though sometimes.
I'm talking to you though, Kev. How do you?
Because I'm the only one who said my age. I'm the only one who said my age. Nobody else said their age.
I said my age.
Nobody asked.
So, you did say you were 34. You did say, okay. So, Courtney, you okay? So,
I'm just saying we don't know who, man.
All right. Well, my bad. First, I said AR meant Arizona. Now I didn't get just fucking up all around tonight. Vince gonna say he said he's 60 and he don't crease. Oh, thank you, Vince. I thought you was on my side, man. Man, I'm creasing my pants. I don't care what y'all say. Matter of fact, when I get up in the morning and go to work, because I got to go into my office tomorrow, I'm going to be creased. I don't care if I got on blue jeans. I always do it. My kids used to laugh at me like, Dad, for real? I'm like, dude, what you talking about? This is what's happening. I thought that's what we were supposed to do. And look, I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting. He said, I still listen to hood music. It has its place, Dion. It's part of hip hop. It has its place. He said, I be thugging, no cap.
No cap.
All right. I don't be thugging no more. I don't thug no more. I don't. I can't say, come on, man. My focus has been trying to put back some of the stuff I took from the community for the last 20 years.
That's good.
It ain't like it ain't in me. It ain't like it's somewhere lost where I can't find it, reach and grab it. But I just learned I'm about elevation, man. I'm for real when I tell you this. I'm about being better tomorrow than I was yesterday. And I wasted a lot of time in my life fucking with negativity because I enjoyed the streets. I thought it was the shit. You couldn't tell me. I had to be on Capitol. I had to be on Atkinson. It was like, nah, I felt like I was missing something if I wasn't out there. As my mind grew and as I matured, I started to appreciate being at home with my family more. I started to appreciate spending more time with my kids and my wife. I started to appreciate having friends that were selected from the chosen few. So you vetted 2 or 3 times, right? Like just to be able to sit around when it's warm in my garage, feet up, no drama, we kicking it. I got a couple partners who can come through here and we have a great time, man. I got the music playing, whatever. I might have a grill lit. I started to get more of an appreciation for that than I did, thugging. And it has its, it has its privileges, I guess, but I'm too old for that shit now. My son is about to be a grown man. I've never wanted to set that example for him. I've always wanted to tell him, you might hear some stories about how Pops used to be, because, I got cousins and friends, man, you don't know your daddy was that nigga was a fool. But you got to understand that ain't what you supposed to be. And I set your life up so he don't even understand none of that. Not to say he's soft, but he don't know nothing about come on, man. And he shouldn't. Because we got to get better, man. That's why they say it's going to get greater later. Courtney says, I still listen. Oh, I don't know, Courtney. I don't know if you want me to read that because that's a conversation you look like. You are good. You're good with having conversations with people in the chat room while I be running my damn mouth.
Yeah.
She says, I still listen to some hood music, but I don't want to go out. That's all they play. What am I supposed to dance to? Chicks just bounce around like guys. Or, twerking gets kind of redundant sometimes and it starts to feel like, okay, now the room should stank. Because if you twerk for 3 hours, you're sweating. So now it's just like, okay, I'm cool.
Just a whole lot of twerk wind going on.
I'm good. I'm cool. Ben said, Real, I'll come down and beat you on your table. Well, he don't got it. He sold it.
Man, I did. I had to get rid of it, man. Look, shit. My shit, it was gonna go right there. But shit.
Where the stripper pole is.
Oh no, that's over there.
Oh, okay.
It's still over there. But
yeah, a whole stripper pole in his basement. Mama Jenkins said that's the way we were raised. Party at home. Terran's was the spot. Man, I can imagine. Man, my mom and them. If you look in the picture book that I have upstairs right now, there are endless pictures of my mother and father at various bars and parties. I'm like, did y'all do anything else besides go out? And my mom was like, no, because your daddy get off on Friday. He ain't coming home till Monday. So I had to start getting with him. And so he wanted to go to 19 bars. And then my cousin owned the main bar, which was the whole thing, which was the popping spot for the old heads back in the day. So it's 1,000 pictures of them sitting at a table with 1 million drinks on the table. Like, damn, y'all was fucked up that night. And who drove home, right? So, but yeah, that's all they did. Vince Tony said, chicken under new management, the chicken is just as good. What are we talking about?
Probably Savoy's or something like that.
Chicken.
Oh, it's just as good. That, that 15-cent wing night at Savoy's, and this, like I said, it's been about 10, 11 years since I went.
Damn.
It was, yeah.
No. 15-cent wings? That sounds like a long time ago.
Hell yeah.
Or it was like 25 cents. It might be 50 now, or there was like 25 cents, but it was bars all over the city that would have that.
I used to go.
I remember how we just had a motherfucking wings shortage. And now they back able to sell wings for 50 cents at all these motherfucking places. I just remember we was out of wings.
Well, shit, I know a whole factory of chickens just burned down or some shit like that. So it might be a shortage coming again along with them eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, man, we 5 deep. Go in the bar to Savoy's and get 50 wings and put them in fries and just put it on the table. And about 5 pitchers of drink and we just kicking it. Everybody who with us know, okay, man, grab you some of these wings. We,
Yeah.
So yeah, we kick it like that, man. But I don't even have that many friends no more. Right?
My point was the chicken ain't real. Why ain't nobody catch the point?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get that point either.
It ain't real. Yeah. Okay.
The chicken wings ain't real.
They can't
No,
be real.
that shit can't be real, man. Hey, dig this right. Dig this logic. Look how many wings people eat. You know what I'm saying? You got wings for this coming weekend, the Super Bowl. How many people finna go buy 50 pieces? How many people go 100 pieces for the party? Every day, people eating chicken wings. Dog, it can't be this many chickens being born.
It's just motherfucking wings, not the whole chicken, just the motherfucking wings. Sometimes not even the whole wing, just the party wing.
It can't be this many chickens hatching, man.
They were saying, I remember they were saying KFC changed his name to KFC instead of Kentucky Fried Chicken because they was no longer selling like real chickens or some shit like that.
We don't know what it is.
The hot house. It's the hot house chickens. It's the
hot house chickens.
No, for real, you got to mass produce. So you never seen that documentary where the chickens that they actually have, like they're not born like regular chickens. They like chickens who have, either
test tube babies
or just breast,
right? They test tube babies.
Exactly. That's my point. So it's just little blobs with wings.
Yeah, man. But it'd be good when you put some salt and some hot sauce on it. You're right, Jesse. Kamar says that all the time. Sugar is more addictive than crack cocaine and methamphetamines. And most people don't even know that they're addicted to it.
It is. And I'm gonna tell you something too, man.
It hits 8 times the receptors.
They putting it in us. They put it in us. They tricking us. You know what I mean? So like you got a lot of people that say, okay, I'm gonna stop eating sugar. I'm done eating sugar. But the problem is they ain't looking at the caloric count on the thing. A lot of the time it's added sugar into whatever it is. Or, you know what I mean, it could be something like the bullshit carbohydrates. You know what I mean? The pastas and the rice and stuff like that. That shit break down into sugar. So, you know what I mean? It's hard to get rid of the addiction if you eating pasta and all that type of shit. You still eating stuff, putting sugar in your body. You still finna keep wanting this same thing. You know what I mean?
Well, some people don't even understand, like they say, I'm not going to eat salt. They don't understand that salt is a preservative. So a lot of food is shipped with salt on it already.
Yeah. Canned goods.
They don't understand
very high in sodium.
Yeah. Lunch meat, all that kind of stuff.
Very high in sodium.
Yeah.
Most processed foods, very high in sodium.
Yeah, man. You are what you eat. That's why a lot of us is so salty. I'm trying tonight. I'm trying. Mama Jenkins said Greenville, Mississippi is the blues heavens. Mississippi, period, man. Mississippi.
That's it. Greenville. Not
is it Greenville?
Greenville. Yeah, that's where I was at.
Man, my uncles, if you go down south with my uncles, like right now, I mean, they'll start a big ass bonfire and pull up one of their trucks or vans and turn the radio on, and you finna hear blues. I'm talking about that's all you hearing, and they gonna get drunk and act a fool like young dudes.
We ought to rent an RV, man, and take a trip down there to the Blues Fest, man. It's so live,
y'all. Look, we all be down. McCabe be all.
It's so live down there, man.
I ain't taking no damn camper to Mississippi.
See?
I meet y'all down there. I fly in. Y'all pick me up from the airport in the camper. I ain't riding 20 hours in no camper.
Man, that shit would be fun as a motherfucker.
It would be fun.
It was fun when I was 12.
Fun, man.
You would have a party all the way to Mississippi, man.
I'd be asleep. I'd be taking
That's cool
a nap.
too. No, you ain't gonna be able to sleep.
Exactly.
It's vacation time, man. It's time to turn up.
I had the drummers in the back of the van. These my little homies, man. They play the congas.
Every superhero needs some theme music.
Yes.
Hell no.
Effective theme music.
Oh man. Vince said Mr. B's on Fridays has good bands. And
I heard about that.
Home by 10 before the ratchet music starts.
I seen that.
Yeah, man. It's a place. It's some places. I'm gonna be up in there. Jesse said we had a big situation out in Denver last year over flavored tobacco and hookah. The city council passed a ban on flavored tobacco and e-cigarettes, and then our current mayor vetoed it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, people who smoke hookah feel like they classy. I'm like, all you doing is smoking flavored Newport.
You know what's crazy? I would have been rich if okay, so back in like 2018 for my birthday gift to myself, that was my first time becoming like a business owner. So I had an e-commerce store through Shopify where I sold hookahs and tobacco paraphernalia like grinders, shit like that. And I sold adult novelty toys. So I was doing pretty good. I had a couple sales, and then they shut me down saying I was selling high risk merchandise that they didn't want to process the payments for. So that was 2018. Fast forward to 2020, I would have been rich because I sold hookahs and sex toys. When COVID hit, every chick, well, not every chick, a lot of women were on Snapchat smoking hookah and getting the OnlyFans cracking. So I would have been paid from both ends. So I really get salty about that sometimes because I think that Shopify fucked up my Scrooge McDuck paper because I would have been the plug on hookahs and sex toys when everybody was shut down and shut in.
You can jump back in now. We've talked about this, and I heard some businessmen saying, you know, one thing that the pandemic did is it reinvented entrepreneurship. There's a reason why a lot of people didn't return to work after the pandemic is because they got their own hustle.
Shit, I work from home now. They ever tell me to come back to the
dinners, they selling crafts. I mean, even you look at like even the whole thing with the herbs and the sea moss and the supplements and like the juice with Courtney and stuff. People figure that, man, I'm gonna go buy me a juicer and I'm gonna learn how to bottle this shit up and I'm gonna make me some money off of it. Most people right now, I'm not gonna say most, but there's a lot of people who say my goal is to not work a 9 to 5, but to be my own boss and make my own money. That's a direct result of the pandemic. When everything was closed down, people said,
hey, remember I used to say that, kid, we was going through it. I used to say it. I'm like, man, listen, there's a lot of people, man, starting businesses out of this. But that's just something that we are, man. We black people, we resilient, man. Some tragic shit happened, you know what I mean? Shit, we turn lemonade out of lemon.
That's right. That's right.
With that shutdown, it forced people to sit down, and that's the thing. When most of us sit down long enough, hopefully, if we're people of substance, we're gonna do some internal work. Then we're gonna analyze our life. Am I happy now? What can I do to be happy? What can I do for money? And then that's gonna cause hopefully the entrepreneur spirit. But they know this. That's why they keep us on the hamster wheel of a 9 to 5. Because again, like I say all the time, J.D. Rockefeller, who started or who funded the Educational Board and the American Medical Association, said he don't want a nation of thinkers. He want a nation of workers. He didn't want people sitting around becoming entrepreneurs because that was more competition. And that's how these big corporations think today.
But I like working. I don't.
That's because you like what you do.
Oh, that's because
you like what you do.
Listen.
That's what it is, Kev. You just like what you do, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
As long as you got a job that you like what you do, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I think it's smart to even have a balance in both realms. Like I think, to have, because a lot of what our brothers did back in the 70s when Milwaukee had the highest standard of living for black people in this country, a lot of those A.O. Smith brothers, a lot of those brothers who worked in those breweries, a lot of those brothers who worked in these foundries, they had side businesses. They had bars, they had corner stores, they had, you seen way more black business then. The corner store right in the hood was Jackson Mini Mart, right on 19th and Jackson. That was black people. You feel me? Like it was barber shops. And you say, my barber, Bill, who cut my afro off, and you say, Bill, you got this barber shop. I know you make a lot of money, but he worked at like Chrysler or something, or Beloit, and that was his man. He kept his job until he retired, but he had his barbershop that he worked too. When so I think you got to have muscle in your hustle. I think I don't think it's nothing wrong.
Hey, that's why I don't. I don't
trust the people who be like the working man is a fool.
Oh no,
I feel like this, right? I feel like it's about how big you thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because see, like, I feel like I want to take my shit to a point to where I don't never have to work. I want to make that much money where I can just travel. Like, it's a residual income now. You know what I mean? This money is continuous now. You know what I'm saying? So I want to create something where money is gonna make itself.
Right.
So now I can go enjoy my life. I can spend my time, my days and nights with my family. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just so that's what I say. It's just about what make you happy and where you at, where your mind
I
is.
also want to remind a lot of these people who say this, your ass is gonna get too old to hustle one day. You ain't got no pension, you ain't got no nest egg set to the side, you ain't got benefits, you ain't got medical insurance, you motherfuckers getting Cobra and all that shit. And so a lot of times a job, you got your 401k and you got your retirement set up, you get your benefits. So when I am older, I can enjoy my family or just travel. Or so there's
that's what I say. You got
different ways to look at it. It's
Oh,
different
for
ways
sure. And there definitely is different ways. But to what you were saying, Kev, that's the whole reason. Like, my thing is, I thought I wanted to work for myself until I worked for myself and was working more than I ever worked in a 9 to 5. So I realized that I don't even want to work for myself. I don't want to work. I want to get to a point where I make more passively than I ever seen actively working. So that's why I do write books, and that's why I am working on e-courses for intellectual property. And then another thing that drove it home for me is the fact that, you know, I used to work for unemployment. And and now I work for the state where motherfuckers call for food stamps and whatever the fuck else. So I've seen the other end from unemployment side, where whether you was working a 9 to 5 for a corporation or you working for yourself, eventually there comes a time where nobody is going to be able to continue working. So you want to use your vitality and time to establish something that is
vitality.
Right. For sure. But you want to use your vitality and time while you got your health to establish shit to where, like my whole goal is assets. I don't give a fuck if it's real estate, stocks, whatever. You know, I'm 39. I'll be 40 in May. So I can't look forward to Social Security being there for me. I can't really look forward to a pension type shit or even a gold pen and watch and thank you for your service. That shit gone. You know, so for people like in my age group, it will behoove us to use our bread from our 9 to 5 and our health to figure out some other ways while we still got the activity of our limbs. Because like I said, I worked for unemployment where anything can happen. I've talked to people who got sick and got fired, who got in a car accident and got fired. And the unfortunate thing with unemployment is if you can't physically work, you don't qualify for unemployment. And then now where I work for food stamps, Quest, healthcare, shit like that, I talk to people who said, I've done worked all my life for a company, and now you telling me because I get $1,200 in Social Security, I'm only eligible for $23 of food stamps? And all I can say is, yes, ma'am, according to policy. You're absolutely right. So both of my jobs in the last 5 years have just shined more of a light to while I hustle to find my freedom one day before I don't have the vitality or strength in me to find that shit.
Yeah, man, that's why they say to hustle is divine. I think there was the Outkast album, the song. I think it was somebody from Goody Mob when he said, "Lord, trying to hustle must be something that is heaven sent." I think it's natural. If you get a little money, you want to see it grow.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I think people need to be careful because a lot of people say they want to be entrepreneurs because they lazy and they don't want to go to work.
Oh yeah, no.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
what and that's really what it is.
This ain't no. I ain't saying it's sweet. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying my mindset is on a bigger picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm betting on myself, basically.
Right.
That's what I say. It's different levels, and most successful entrepreneurs will tell you, like that shit wasn't easy, man. I bust my ass, and sometimes the motivating factor is because I want to earn.
Right.
I'm not trying to find an escape from working. I just want to write my own kind of narrative. So
right.
yeah, but you got some people who think, man, if I work for myself, I can get up and do yeah. But if you a lazy entrepreneur, your hustle is gonna be lazy and your profit's gonna be lazy.
Exactly.
I'm
So
up early in the morning, man. I'm up early in the
I'm
morning.
up early because ain't
4:30 in the
enough
morning.
light
4:30 in the morning, I'm up, right? I'm up
Right.
making smoothies. I got people who got subscriptions for CMall smoothies. I'm up making smoothies for people right away. Or I'm down here, I'm making my tea. I got my tea brewing.
Right.
Early in the morning, I got it going. Then I got to go make runs where it's like I got to go get all my stuff to make more products
Right.
or bottles and stuff to package.
Right.
Then I got to make my delivery run. And you know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? I get home, I take a nap. By now, it's like 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a nap.
That's why you always late to the show.
You know what I mean? Motherfucker be, hey man, you know it's that grind. But you know, I feel better about doing it for me. And like I say, I can see the bigger picture in what I'm doing. I can see the benefits in my child. You know,
and that's cool. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm grateful that I'm gainfully employed. So I'm never like I'm not, I'm very far away from minimum wage or like I work on a professional level. So I don't, I'm not,
Shit, I get it. They
I'm
get
not
me
on
off
that.
these phones. I might be cool retiring from some place. It's just I've been in call centers since 2008 now, so it's 15 fucking years of having 30 conversations a day with people I probably wouldn't really even talk to if I wasn't at these jobs.
Yeah, but I get paid to work in the community and help my people. So
that's
and
dope.
I've been able to raise my family on it. So
that's dope.
That's what I'm saying. It's cool for me. I don't and I've so many connections. And once again, my latest thing is just helping people on a bigger scale and really giving access to the community. So I have a good time with it. You are right, Sharon, Sonia Thrower. I've lost a lot here too, though. I understand that Milwaukee can be, we all have. I've had a lot of friends and families lose their lives over nonsense. So I understand that part of it. Zaire says Empire Room Security used to be on that till Buddy shot their ass up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That happened right after my brawl with them. If it was even a month later. And the crazy part is it could have happened sooner had I not deaded the situation because I realized that I started it because I wanted it. It was
like what was in your mind? Like you like fuck these niggas. I don't like them. I don't like authority. Like what?
Well, you feel disrespected. Like, you feel like they disrespected you somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, there's this thing for me where when I say it, a lot of people say this, but they be lying.
Yeah.
Like I used to love to brawl. That was my thing. That's what I love. I welcome physical. I mean, I was a defensive lineman. So I ain't no stranger to violence.
That's that position is all about.
And even just in the neighborhood, I told somebody this. I was on the phone with, I believe it was Ewok. We were laughing about the fact that in my neighborhood, it was so sweet. Like in the Rufus King area, it's so pretty. People think, well, these dudes must be soft. But if you grew up over there when I did, you had to fight. Didn't matter. Whatever, you come out the house, you got to fight. This is what we did. Man, you got a problem with it? Let's go in the alley. We fought. So I figured I had a couple fights with more than one person, and I came out victorious. And I thought, these hands always, they ain't never failed me. I was good with them. So I thought, like Kamar said, if they ever did that to me, I showed him. It's like I felt like I was on some, Last Dragon Karate Man shit. But the lesson I learned was, and I probably would even fare better because I did pretty well, but I was drunk. So you can't really fight that many dudes when you've been drinking because I probably missed more. I was throwing punches, but I was missing too. So the point is, I was in the wrong place. Mentally, I was in a place where it was just like I was still on the old model where it's like, no, we get down. You had to be able to do that in my neighborhood growing up or stay in the house. If you couldn't fight, don't come outside because somebody going to beat you up eventually, or they're going to punk you. You feel me? Like it's some dudes over there who was cool, who never fought, but it's because they was really cool. Yeah. Like, man, don't beat dude up. Everybody love him. But everybody else, man, you got to get him up. It's well, you gonna take that? Like, and then it comes down to my mother, where it's like, you're not allowed to get bullied on. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to come in the house saying somebody beat you up and took something from you, or she gonna fuck you up. So it was just my mentality. So I just figured I'm gonna start something. They hadn't started. They kind of started it because he said something to me that I didn't like, but you know, I wrote a check and my ass cashed it, and so you know, I stopped all my. I had my family, my friends, my brothers. I say this all the time. I wasn't no cabbage. I wasn't all head, no ass. I was deep, man. My people wanted to go. I stopped it. I was teaching public school. So I was in my classroom on that Monday with like 15 stitches in the back of my head.
Damn.
Mr. Burns, what happened? Oh, I was in a car accident. You know, you sure was. So yeah, different me, man. Different time, man. That's why I say I've elevated, man. I've elevated. I don't really get down on that level no more. That's why I understand it when I see it in the night at the clubs and whatnot. I know it when I see it, like, oh shit, these motherfuckers about to move some furniture. Let me get up out of here. Because I know it, because that's what we used to do. So, you know, yeah, it was different Kevin, man, different time. This is the parent Kevin. This is the more gentle, retired Kevin. Vince says, Sire says Vince will be on his show tomorrow.
That's dope.
MKE, hittinghardradio.com. Yeah, we're gonna share that.
Yeah,
We're definitely going to share that. So yeah, Sire, I will be tuned in the morning because I'll have time. I think I got one early morning meeting, so we're gonna share the hell out of that because I want people to hear Vince. I think he's the best thing going for the first district. If I could give an endorsement, I would give it to Vince. That's my man, 50 grand. So I'm gonna tune into that show. I'm sure it's gonna be a dope look. I always try to tell anyone who comes on the show, because I told Alicia and everybody else they need to holler at Sire and go on there as well and get it out to more people because a lot of people check for him in the morning. Vince said there was 11 candidates. Now they're down to 5. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Sire said he bought the drinks. that was the Latin 618. Okay. Yeah. What was going on over there?
Club International.
Oh man. By that time I was done. That was the last fight I had. That was the last fight I ever had. That was 2002. That was the last fight I ever had. And before that, I probably had about 35 fights. But before that, when I was like, after that, I was like, I retire. I'm good.
Yeah, I was in college around then.
Yeah, my nose was crooked. The doctor straightened I almost attacked the doctor. I said, man, don't ever do that again. He said, I won't have to. I had to reset it. But he did. I told you, I broke my nose, got my head busted. I think I was about a month away from getting married. And my wife was like, I knew one day somebody would whoop your ass because you always in some shit. So, like, yeah, well, I got it last night. It just took 8 of them. Yeah. And once again, they couldn't even knock me down. So maybe that's why my spine, I needed a backiotomy last January. Hello, Erica Hunt. She said, hello, Outlaws. How you doing, my sister?
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. Bars and taverns for older folks. The clubs for the young crowd. I agree, Sire. I agree. Yeah, I agree, man. You young people don't even want to be in the tavern. You want to run.
It's a better vibe, man. The taverns and bars the smooth as. You either gonna hear some blues or some stepping shit, and you get to see the older people do their thing.
Yeah, man, it's a good time, man. You see how to party, man. You see how to party. Let me catch my chat room before we close it out. He said, "Hey Kev, I must not be a good friend yet. You ain't never lit the grill for me." It's the grill in the summertime. I'm a grillerer, man. I make up an excuse to grill. Like, it's Wednesday. Oh shit, we might as well grill. I be on some shit like that in the summer. And you welcome to come through, Vince. All you gotta do is holler at me, man. We can make it make it a thing. Like, Vince, we gonna put some steaks on the grill tomorrow night. Come on through, drink some wine, man. Listen to some. I be bumping the old school. Vince know that. He know I be on the old school, man. Sonya Thor said Speed Queen. I think that's owned by Arabs now.
Is it?
Yeah, she said chicken wings got too much fat on them. That might be because they're
they ain't real.
They're synthetic.
They ain't real.
That's why I stopped. BW3s used to be good. I must have went BW3s and bit into a wing. I'm like, is this a pork chop? What the fuck is this? This ain't no chicken. I stopped eating there.
I went to Speed Queens once, and they was like, I went because of the height, and then I tried them, and I was like, you know, start going there instead of Speed Queens.
Yeah, I don't. They got the new barbecue joint by my house, Big Daddy's. I went once. They burned my wife chicken.
I seen it on 91st.
Okay.
I passed it, and I asked who went there, so I'm glad you told me.
Yeah, it was okay. They just burnt her chicken, so I never went back, man. Happy wife, happy life. You can't be burning my wife chicken.
If she got beef, we got beef.
Right. We got to ride. Now we got to ride on you. Mama Chicken said corn whiskey, get a bus, and the Outlaw people, and let's do it. Catfish used to take a bus.
See what I'm talking about?
You need to get that together. We used to go each year. Let's go, Outlaws. You know what? If we could, I wouldn't be totally against something like that. Now, if we was gonna make it like a thing and get a bus and put together.
That's what I was talking. Hey, that's what I was talking about. The RV.
Okay. Yeah, that might be good, Mama Jenkins. That would be fun. We could do that locally. We could do that locally here somewhere.
Yeah,
man.
We could get somebody to one of them buses, rent one of them. Definitely could rent one of them buses.
Yeah, I know people who got party buses.
Let me see. Jesse Perry said he remembers the Mac Mall interview. I enjoyed talking to Mac Mall. Yeah, and I enjoy talking. That's why I enjoy talking to Big Mike, because I was a real, that music stayed in my deck. That's why I enjoy talking to Baby Drew. I'm trying to get him on here right now to promote that movie he got coming out, Hole in the Wall.
That'd be dope.
And I spoke to him. We were supposed to hook up. I actually have spoken to him about it. I got to get back on. I used to just keep messaging people, but now I'm busy a lot, so I don't. She said I love to work, but now my body is telling me something different. That's what Sonia thought. Yeah, when it's time, it's time. Serena Lynette says, and Bozy is your cousin. Yeah, well, if you know my cousin, if you know my family, what I just talked about with that fight would make more sense to you. If you know my family, if you know some of my cousins and some of, you say, yeah, that makes sense. That's them. That's that family. She's right. You're right. It's a rite of passage for us in our family where you had to be able to get down. If you couldn't, then you don't get to kick it. Sonia Thor said I went to Rufus King for 7th and 8th. That's crazy because I went to King from 9 through 12. They didn't have middle school. That was after they reset it. But I think she said she went for 7th and 8th. They had no middle school. I don't think even after 1980. Yeah, so I know they did a recess. She said, "Dang, Kev, ultimate fighting ass." Hey, listen, man. I'm just trying to tell you, people. There's a lot of people who remember that fight. There's a lot of people who remember that fight. I know the next day people was, because I had a particular car at the time, and so I had cousins who was calling me like, "Man, I'm getting called talking about dude with the gray Cadillac on the chrome things. He was at the Empire Room fighting like 9 bouncers." My cousins was pissed, man. They wanted to get down, man. I'm like, nah, man, I got to teach life skills on Monday. Imagine that. I was a life skills teacher at Burroughs Middle School. I was teaching 6th to 8th grade, right? Up in the club fighting on the weekend. Serena said, Outlaw cookout soon. Man, that would be a hell of a fundraiser, y'all.
Imagine at the Blues Fest.
Imagine that. Imagine if we
at the Blues Fest. That's what they do in the big field. That's what they do all day.
Set up a table.
We got the vegans welcome because I'm there, so I have to put some vegan shit on the grill. You know what I'm saying?
We have to get you a separate grill because you can't file my grill.
You know it's gonna be a separate grill. You better not file my grill. You better not put none of y'all carcasses on my grill.
Right.
Boy, we eating straight up pig over here. I might have the whole thing on the roti. Like, yeah.
That's cool.
What's up for everybody? Good. She said, what you say? Did you say clothes? Sonya Thor said, come get her. And we get the bus, come get Sonya Thor, right? The Outlaw bus rolling through the South with blues blaring out the window and vegan burgers and pork chops, right?
Where's Sonya Thor at?
She's in, I'm going to get it right. There you go.
I was
in Arkansas,
Arizona
right, Courtney?
I was. I swear. Arkansas.
Where?
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Oh
Camden.
yeah, that's on the way, ain't it?
Mhm.
We can even pick people up on the way. Like, it's a party like that.
Well, you done fuck around, picked up a weirdo, and
Like
have
a Million
serial
Man
killer
Yeah, I
on
March.
the
was
bus.
thinking Kev ain't gonna be.
Hey, listen. Only if it's one of our viewers,
Right.
man. Only if it's one of our viewers.
Like that movie, Get on the Bus.
Yeah.
Man, please, man. Hey, I have my pistol. I've been shot me.
I
Somebody
would
picked
too.
up
I feel like
everybody.
weapons are necessary for road
Right.
trips.
Now everybody drunk with their gun out. See, it didn't went bad.
I'm gonna pull my knife out,
Earth
Kev. That's
anticipated.
what I'm gonna do.
Before I go, I got a couple questions I wanted to ask y'all. First of all, I want to understand: does anybody care about Beyonce? Because I don't. Like, people argue about the tickets and this and that. Like, I don't care about. I feel like she dedicated to gay people.
Hey,
I mean, am I wrong?
I feel like well, she did do that, but I also feel like, realistically, entertainers, their price supposed to go up. You know what I mean? The bigger star you are, your price go up. It costs more to get me to go on tour, to get me to leave my family, to get me to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It costs more, take more work. So I get it. You know what I mean? You get to a certain point, man, your price go up.
Yeah.
And her price been going up. These ain't the first high price tickets she done had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I've seen people, everything becomes divisive for us. So people were saying,
I hate how we make it
high,
like that, man.
And then there's people say, oh, y'all complaining, and you ain't got the money. Yeah. But I'm like, does it really make sense to pay a couple $1,000? I mean, okay, from a fiscal perspective,
if you got it.
From a financial literacy perspective, does it make sense to pay a couple $1,000 to go see anybody perform?
Well,
I don't think
if you got it. I think if you got it. You know what I mean? If you got it and this is the life you enjoy and it's the type of stuff you want to do with the money you done made, you know what I mean? I think that's cool, man. That's why we do it, so we can live the life we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't here to tell nobody what to do. I just don't I don't look up on any other person, whether they can sing, rap, dance, whatever they can do. I don't look at them as like they're on a higher plateau than me, or they're royalty and I'm not. And I see a lot of it feels like idol worship. And people really go crazy about Beyonce. And I'm like, because I put the article up where Joe Budden says her album sucked and people were mad, but I'm like, yeah, to me it sucked too, because I'm not really into club music. I don't go out in Vogue and do all of that kind of shit. I feel like this is because there's disco, there's gay music, there's gay club music.
Hold on now. Why the fuck it gotta be gay music, Kev? I like that type of music. I like to Vogue. I like to dance. You know, I'm not a gay man,
girl.
queer man, but I like to.
Yeah, but you a female, and you've even admitted that you don't mind going to a gay bar.
That's the only place they play a variety of music. That's the only reason I go there, because in the inner
city, hear that Beyonce album,
variety of shit. And I go there and they play a variety of different things, and it's like I wouldn't want to be in a gay bar, but also I'm not really getting bothered. But that shit, it's not my favorite place to be. But you know,
I think it was brilliant from a marketing and business perspective, especially. I mean, first off, it's Beyonce who's gathered such a cult following that she has more than enough people who probably think these tickets ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she has enough millionaire fans.
Yeah,
right. So and then also it keeps the riffraff away. But if the riffraff choose to show up, they paying out the ass, and that's why it was brilliant for her to drop that shit around tax time.
I heard they got Afterpay for that too. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
God damn. Priorities and life choices.
So you got your tickets on layaway, you making payments on your tickets after the concert over? Like you still paying for the tickets in July?
Man, so they getting Beyonce
tickets to go see Stick yourself, as he said in the Mexican yourself. Come on, man.
I mean, if that's they path, but yeah, I mean, I can imagine there's gonna be a few houses that ain't getting their annual living room furniture like they usually get every tax season.
Yeah,
because now it's going to Beyonce tickets.
I've been over celebrities for so long. I've been over them for so long. And once again, I'm one of them dudes. I'm a weirdo because I don't like large crowds, so I'm not really having a good time at a concert. I'm really and I'm not gonna pay $200 and be sitting damn near on the roof of the stadium. Like, so
Right.
I'd be like, I'll just watch this shit on YouTube. I don't
It's
want to go to
really different
Lambeau
strokes for
Field.
different folks, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So I asked the question. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I don't see the sense in that. I mean, even my favorite
Right.
band,
I don't either. At this
I
point
love
right now,
I tell you right now, one of my bucket list goals is to see Morris Day and the Time live in concert.
That would be dope.
I've
oh
been
man,
and
just
I've
go to
missed the
Summerfest.
opportunity. I missed it. The 3 times I've missed them come to Summerfest, but it's something that I want to do. But I wouldn't even pay $100 to see Morris. Even if I had backstage passes, I'd be
Damn.
like, I'm not paying that shit. So yeah, if I paid 75, I'd be feeling like I did something. Like, man, I paid
I mean,
$75 for a concert ticket.
I want to give my pops to see Bootsy live in concert
Man,
while they both still here, and I'll pay whatever I can, to make that happen. Even if we
I
got
know
to
one
go to Ohio for that festival.
one time
And
I paid one time
life
I
is
did
about
pay
moments, man. Life about moments, creating moments, man.
Right.
Appreciating these moments,
Yeah.
memories. You know what I mean? Being able to look back and thinking. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate some of the stuff. You also.
Yeah.
I
So
did pay
sometimes for some things, stuff is priceless, but for other people, you know what I mean, it's worthless.
Right. Right.
I did pay $75 for a comedy show one time for me and my wife to see Charlie Murphy, D.L. Hewley, Mike Epps, Eddie Griffin, George Lopez. And I was pissed because I had to buy 2 tickets. It was $150. I was like, God damn, them niggas ain't that funny. But I mean, it is. But I'll blow some money on some other stupid shit. So I mean, it's a conversation. Yeah.
Right.
Lastly,
Right.
before I go, I hate to see because the Tyree Nichols murder in Tennessee, they're saying that there may be some credence to the fact that there was a baby mama involved, and this brother may have actually lost his life over this. But then there's also some widespread corruption for this Scorpion unit that they had. These brothers were terrorizing the community. But then when you look around, you see belligerent cop behavior on the rise again. And so we know, and we did a show a couple years ago called Killing Time. And so every year there's ebb and flow in where you get to a certain part of the year, the police behavior ramps up, somebody of color loses their life to a cop, and then there's protests and there's marching and there's awareness. I mean, we've gone through it with Mike Brown, we've gone through it with George Floyd. You've seen how it ramps up and then it kind of goes away. And I feel like that energy is ramping up again. What they've had five or six Milwaukee police officers who've been arrested for everything from assault to rape, child molestation. Um, yeah, yeah. And but I hear one of the narratives that I hear coming from the right side was that this is a problem that is created by black single mothers. And this was Jason Whitlock, so we take that with a grain of salt because we know him to be an extreme buck dancer. But there's a popular sentiment in the community that since the majority of the black households in Milwaukee are single mothers raising our children, and the children are belligerent, that it's the fault of single mothers. And I say to me that's poppycock and inaccurate because I feel like the fathers and a lot of us brothers know, and this is it'll land where it lands. If you are a brother and you have 5 different baby mamas, right? You are part of the issue, especially if you're not. Now you say, Kev, I got 5 baby mamas, but I take care of all 5 of my kids. Kudos to you. You are the exception and not the norm. Brothers have to assume the responsibility of doing that, having 3 and 4 different families and can't hold one down, right? See, and this is nothing new because our grandfathers from the generation that is over me, our grandfathers and our uncles, those old school A.L. Smith, Alice Chalmers dudes who had the pensions and had their money, had 2 or 3 families. You find out later on, you got an uncle somewhere. Damn, I ain't granddaddy wasn't no punk. But granddaddy took care of everybody on his list, right? He that's what he did. He took care of his family, he raised his kids. Or Uncle so and so, yeah, he had 3, 4 families, but he took care of them. And the difference is now brothers ain't doing that. And I think it's
Right.
such a disservice to us to point the finger at just black women. I think we collectively have to take blame for the state of our community because you have to understand throughout me mentoring and coaching kids and working with kids, I met a lot of black women who work very hard and have provided a great home for a young man and have said, Mr. Barnes, I just don't understand. I give this boy everything he wants. He has no reason to be doing what he's doing. Okay. Even to the point where there have been some fathers who have still been involved that don't show up at the court date like, man, bro, I've been trying to talk to this dude for years, man. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's not necessarily a reflection on the parent all the time when the kid makes a mistake or commits a crime or something. Sometimes you got parents who've done everything that they can do to prevent this, but there's no such thing as perfection when it comes to dealing with people. There's nothing that's a one size fits all approach. So I hate to see that narrative being written that black women, single black moms, are the cause of the situation in our community. And as men, we should want to spin back and say, hold on, let me take some of this weight off and do what I'm supposed to do as a man so that my kids won't end up in these certain situations. But it seems like that sentiment is gaining more and more momentum that, man, black women is fucking our kids up. And all these in Milwaukee, where you got a large percent of these offenders they come from single parent homes. Well, yeah, that's one part of it, but why is it a single parent home? Right? I think a lot of times you got women who say, look, I don't care. You can get your kid, but you got to help me take care of him. You can't not help me out and then just think you can come get him on Saturday. Right? Because I got him all week or I got her all week. So I just feel like if it's a kid involved, you need to be adult enough to sit down and say, let's do what's best for the child. Fuck my selfish motivation and yours. Forget the emotions from whatever ashes are left behind from our failed relationship. Let's focus solely on this child and let's be parents to our children. So I hate to see that narrative. Have any of y'all heard this, that it's really black women's fault the way the community is right now?
Yeah, I've been hearing. I hear a lot of it too. Yeah, I hear a lot of it too. But I always feel like whenever it's a problem, anything, it's always two sides to it. Like we both got a problem in it, whether it's my fault or not. You know what I mean? Because you got some situations where it's like the man could have held on a little bit more. You know what I mean, to make it work. Then you got some situations where the woman could have held on a little bit more to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think we got to stop thinking about all that shit. Like that's the divisive shit. Who fault is it? Pointing the blame and all that type of shit. We got to figure out what we gonna do now. How can we make families work now? Mm-hmm. How do we create healthy relationships? You know what I'm saying? How do we teach what healthy relationships are so they start lasting? You know what I mean? Because I think society right now, people are like, it's my way or the highway. You either with it or you ain't, nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like we got to learn how to bend a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to be in a relationship, man, both people got to be able to bend. If it's some shit I'm doing that's destructive to the relationship, he got to be able to tell me, and I got to be willing to work on it. You dig what I mean? Or we come to a compromise or something.
I agree. Now, Courtney, we would be absolutely out of order because you are a black woman and you are raising some young brothers. So how you feel about this? Have you even heard this single black women are screwing up the kids?
I mean, I think I've heard it here and again over time. That's a narrative that's always put out there, and y'all should know me. I don't be giving a fuck about that shit. Do the best that I can, and I know the things that made me be a wild child. So I make sure that I raise my children different. I make sure that I break the curses that made me who I was. And that be a lot of shit that be going on. Motherfuckers be being mistreated. And I know some people say, well, they had two parents and, they still was fucked up. Some people came from good households and still was fucked up. And sometimes see those cases, but hey, I do the best I can. And, I think it needs to be blamed on both parts. You can't just blame the one that it took two of us to make these children. So somewhere you got to blame the father.
Yeah. But and shout out to you because I see you a lot of times on Facebook with your little ones, making sure that they're engaged in activities and, being involved. Like I see Kamar with his daughter and has her like running with daddy. This how daddy get this money. Let me show you how to hustle. Let me show you how to grind. I've heard Rail talk about, being in the garden with his daughters and stuff like that. And Lord knows I've been tried to do all I tried to pour into mine as much as possible. To say,
Right.
hey man, this is what's happening. But I like Sonya Thrower saying, my son had both parents and it still doesn't help. Okay. So there's no, you just
I
gotta do
mean,
the best you can and let it
every
ride.
every child. I mean, you know, and I definitely feel what everybody's saying. I have heard the saying, and I also seen a statistic not too long ago that was saying that children of a two-parent household, and so the children of a two-parent household do better than children of a single mother household. But then the same statistic said that children in a single father household is equal to children in a two-parent household. So yeah, that was just a stat I just seen the other day. But I mean the reality is, fam, every child ain't the product of a relationship. Some children the product of a trick being turned. Some children are products of after the club pussy. I mean, it's just the reality of it. And you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, every broken home out there ain't the result of two people who decided they didn't want to be together. Some of these children are being birthed to two people who knew they didn't want to be together, and they just been fucking because they ain't got shit better to do. And these are the results. I mean, again, I mean, before I blame the single, I mean,
The rail freeze up.
unfortunately, because women are left to provide for these, they providing for you know, they got to work more than one job, which leave that child left to raise itself or be raised by other parentless children.
Right. I just wanted to address it. Once again, I've met a lot of people throughout my work, my professionally, who were at wits end because they had given their child
Yeah,
the best that they could, and you know, and I had two great parents, and I
right.
still almost fucked off the church's money. I mean, I went very, very, very far left, but it was what I can tell you is the foundation that they did build is what helped me come back to help me get
Uh huh.
myself together.
Yeah.
Because once I got to the point where I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Listen, man, this ain't even you ain't even this ain't how you was raised," and my
Yeah.
parents sacrificed a lot. So for me to start honoring that and saying, "Nah, man, I'm not gonna let all of the sacrifices they made go to waste
Right.
because I'm out here on some immature, stupid shit." So
Right.
that kind of helped reel me in, and I would hope that you know I tell people all the time one of the most important things you could do with a child is establish a solid foundation, right? You can come in when that child is 13, 14, 15 and tell him what to do if you've been there since he was big enough to
Right.
remember. If you
Right.
just getting there when he's 15 and you think you finna walk in and put the law down on him, you got a big mistake coming because they'll be like, "Nigga, who the fuck is you? Where you been? I don't even know you, bruh." So
Right.
"Yeah, I'm your daddy." Yeah, well, okay, that remains to be seen. We don't know yet, right? You just yeah. So and then one of the things was a brother said to me. He said, "Well, these women is to blame because they is allowing the men to come in and do it to them. They should be using birth control or they." I said, "Well, why is that burden all
Well,
on the
shit, he
female?"
should too.
Right.
Right,
Right. Right.
right.
Right.
Like, how did that fall? Once again, it's so easy to get lost in negativity and false narratives, and you end up misinformed about the whole damn situation.
Uh huh.
This is why we try to spread information on the show, not to tell you what to think or how to think, but just telling you to think.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can prevent mistakes if you just take a split second before you react to say, "Wait a minute, let me think about this before I do this." Sometimes you might come up with a better way to do it. You
Yeah.
Right.
say, "Oh shit, I'm glad I did this way because, oh man, I was headed for a calamity." It's just food for thought, man. I have had a great time with y'all tonight. That's why you can tell when we stay on past 10, we was having a great time. We do got to get an editor. We're gonna start chopping this up. We're gonna start chopping this up, distributing it like drugs, right? We're gonna have these.
Right. Right.
We're gonna start slanging Outlaw Radio. But in the meantime, man, y'all get with me. Inbox me if you want the apparel. I'm telling you, I can't wait till everybody gets theirs. You are going to love them. The classic pullovers and the zip ups, they both tight, gray and black. And then we got some other stuff my wife has designed in terms of hoodies. with some dope messages and dope information on them that y'all gonna want one of them too. I'm telling you, you'll see them. I'm gonna start modeling. I'm gonna be up in here like, type shit. Right. So, man, I want y'all to take care of each other, man, and be strong, man. And in the meantime, and in between time, focus on what's important, man. I would agree with you, my sister. Happy Black History Month. I celebrate a year round, but I'm damn sure enjoying the spotlight, right?
Right.
It's a good thing. It ain't a bad thing, man.
It's not a bad thing.
No. So yeah, man. And what we got to understand is we all right. We deserve the recognition. Whatever recognition they give us, we deserve it. Whatever accolades they give us, we deserve it. Now, I'm saying that with the understanding that we don't have to wait for them to give us anything to understand this. So if you go into it unknowing that you're worth it anyways, when they do give you something, you say, shit, I deserve that. Let's keep it moving. Give me more. Busta Rhymes say, give me some more. So, like I said, man, it ain't about me waiting on nobody to give me anything, because I think my life would tell you that I have always gone out and gotten what I needed. I don't wait for a bus that ain't never coming. I'll walk. And what's the phrase that they say? The problem is everybody wants to find the elevator to success. The problem with that is there is no elevator. You got to take the stairs, right? So we will see y'all Wednesday night, man. We got our hip hop celebration coming up. I'm gonna get with Antonio. I'm gonna get with DJ Toxic T. If you a DJ, or you somebody who just want to be down and contribute to the show, holler at me, holler at Courtney, holler at the Juice Lady, holler at Rail, holler at Kamar, man. And don't be fooled by these individuals out here who be running their mouth but don't never do shit, because what you should ultimately realize is their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution. Therefore, they are coons. I will see y'all Wednesday night, man. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.